Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Up only.
Hello and welcome to Up Only TV. I'm Ledger, Cobie. We've got Z and an individual I will call Bob for now coming on the show. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate everybody joining us for this episode of Up Only TV. Let me tell you about our partners at FTX. Go to uponly.tv/FTX. You can make a trade directly from one asset to the other on FTX, and on the FTX app you can also earn yield, earn 8% up to $10,000 and 5% beyond $10,000. I believe in the value of Up Only listeners. Y'all all got more than $10,000. You'll earn that 5%. You can track your portfolio as you've known and loved since 2014. Do it at uponly.tv/FTX. Let's get to the show. Cobie, what's up?
I like that you're just going with Bob.
Yeah,
you thought
it's just
Bob Avenger.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with my name.
Bob, it's nice to meet you.
I just can't say it. I can't say it. What if my parents watch and then they're like, I wonder what that means?
That was literally me about a month ago when I was bombarded with, uncertainty and had to look it up, and I regretted it almost as much as I regretted Beeple's Everyday. That was Beeple's Everyday yesterday was the last thing I saw before I went to bed.
Dude, that was horrible.
Yeah, I did see that.
So bad. Cobie,
how long do you like? Do you think he spent like 4 hours like perfecting like the curvature and shit? He spends a lot of time on it.
I don't know, man. It's disturbing, is what it is.
All right, so we're going with Bob Avenger. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, Bob.
I mean, there's
Avenger.
some.
We can just go with Avenger if you want.
No, we're going.
Yeah,
Bob.
Avenger.
Okay.
We got Z, we got Avenger. I am worried about what's going to happen in the next, however long this takes. I'm like, but we're both drinking cider. Me and Z drinking cider. I think Avenger's already wasted. He had like champagne for breakfast or something.
He's still drunk from last night.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I think this is like the episode that people have been looking forward to the most, based on anecdotal Twitter feedback. I might just be sat start continually spamming
From multiple accounts.
Yeah, or like the DeFi Kingdoms community, just like, when is this fucking episode happening? So we could talk about that in a bit. But welcome. So for anyone listening to this through a podcast, they can't see the screen, or they're just like subscribed to the YouTube somehow. There used to be a BitBoy subscriber and they saw us on the side and they were like, that looks the same. Let's subscribe to that. Do you want to let people know who you are and how you ended up on here?
I can go first if you want.
Go first, Bob.
Yeah, so from like last year to now, I made like a good sum of money, and honestly, I have no idea how the fuck I ended up here, but yeah. I made like one decent call earlier this year, and I got like tons of followers. Apparently, like I'm a good trader now.
What was you just need one, bro.
No, I literally sold the top and like rebought the bottom like once. Apparently, I'm a god now.
Was that Bitcoin or Ethereum or
It was BTC. Yeah.
It was like everything, I think.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Okay. So that was.
February,
March, whatever that top was?
It was May.
Yeah, whenever it topped. I sold within like a week at the top.
Oh, May. Yeah, the May rundown. It was my net worth that peaked in February when DeFi died.
The top of Rook.
Yeah.
The top of Rook.
R.I.P.
Wait, but you did go on a massive hot streak, didn't you, though? Because I just noticed, sometimes you, subconsciously twig, this person's getting it right at the moment. And I, recorded that in my head, Avengers got on a bit of a hot streak. His tweets, you can pay more attention to them for now.
Yeah, so...
But that ended because you went all in Bitcoin.
Dude, honestly, whenever people bring that up to me, I just instantly block them. Like, I can't even fucking listen to that anymore. Yeah, from the March crash in 2020 to now, I really just didn't miss a trade, and I scaled an account from 20K to a little over 50 mil within a little over 5 years now. Yeah.
Wow.
Fair play. In my head, all this time you've been between the ages of 12 and 19. Am I close?
Yeah, I'm 21. Like, what the fuck are you guys laughing about?
You're younger, bro.
The chat is very excited about you now, Bob. They did not realize that you were going to come on and dox your net worth, and it was going to be 50 mil. I think people might have thought you were LARPing.
No, I was thinking about like doxing my face too, but I really couldn't with the name Hentai Avenger. I have to wait. I'd rather just do it.
Do you reckon there's someone sat at home going like, I'm pretty sure that's Bob from church.
Could be.
It could be.
Z, how about you? How did you end up here?
Honestly, I have no idea. I started in crypto back in what, like 2017, I want to say. But yeah, I was trading in 2017, basically was all in on KuCoin when that was a thing.
Oh man.
Yeah, so made some money on that.
What's KuCoin?
It was tattooed on John
like,
McAfee.
Yeah, you know what like Helium is now? The network with like all the nodes. So KuCoin was like trying to do that, but like 4 years ago, and they didn't do it. So, but yeah, so started in crypto 2017. Yeah, stayed around 2018, 2019. I missed the whole like Uniswap run that people made a lot of money on last, what was it, 2020? And started trading basically like towards the end of the year. But yeah, it's been a good year for me. Basically like my best trade was like Solana at like $1.50. And that was in like January. And then yeah, from the summer it's been pretty good too. But
Z,
yeah.
Can you change your audio input to use your AirPods or to use your laptop, whichever it's not using right now? The chat's mad at us while you figure that out.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I saw that you like went on a massive hot streak with like a bunch of the alt layer ones, and particularly like the alt layer ones that weren't necessarily on everyone's radar, like the lower market cap stuff. So not like I think you were big in the Avalanche ecosystem early as well, actually, and the Solana ecosystem. But then you also went down the like sort of coin market cap to your like sort of Harmony and Secret and all those.
I caught pretty much all of them. Like it was like I don't know. I caught like them all like in sequential order too. So it was like Axie in the summer from like whatever. I think I caught it late like 10 or something around there. But I rode that up, and then I think Solana took off. And then AVAX took off. Oh no, it was AVAX first. And like the Joe went whatever 100x or whatever crazy shit that happened. And then Solana took off. And then after that, I think it was like Secret and like Harmony. Yeah.
I think that was
yeah, nobody was talking about Harmony.
I still don't know what it is.
I was really confused because they all do like all these L1s. They basically do the same thing. They're all fast,
which is
cheap,
nothing.
and they're like right, like that. They don't have as much usage as Ethereum yet, so they can work really fast. So it's like they haven't been stress tested yet. Is essentially like the thing. So it's not even a lot of capital moves them so much. I was like, okay, well, if nobody's moved over here yet, once people do move over here, then stuff's gonna start going up. So
yeah, I feel like you and Hisaka, I mean, good Lord, I was just like, no, not another one. Did I just miss another one? And then I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally watched all of my close friends make like copious amounts of money. I missed every single one. It doesn't help. I literally sold like 6 figures worth of Solana at like $2.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's fine. I only bought back like 100 times higher.
The thing is, when you've been doing it for a while, missing out just becomes normal. So it's not like a big problem anymore, is it? It's like missing out, you miss out, whatever. It's just like every day you miss out on something. Every day the crypto Twitter algorithm serves you up the person that won on that day, and it puts it to the top of your feed, and you're like, oh, I missed out on that too. Cool. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. You got to have a conviction in your own trades, and if you're not an idiot, which unfortunately 50% of people in the chat will be, but if you're not, then you get your day. That's how it works.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes doing more is worse in like a complex like asset class like crypto here. Like my brain really can't process more than like 3 positions at the same time.
Yeah. And
Yeah, Hentai was like all in Bitcoin, I think like September. And I was like literally on every other like every other
No, we don't gotta talk about it right now. We don't gotta talk about
He was already so up,
that.
it didn't matter.
yeah, I keep thinking back to March 2020, and I just look at the price of some stuff at the very bottom. Like, and that was when, I mean, really the bull market kicked off the day everything went down 50% in a day. That everything's been up only pretty much since then. And you didn't have to rotate at all. Like if you had $10,000 and you throw, the one I like to look at the most is, I think it's Phantom. It was like 0.0002 cents or something like that. And it's like $2-something today. It's up. I can't even do the math on it. I don't want to do the math on it because your $10,000 that day, if you just bought the bottom of some random shitcoin, you're like a deca millionaire at a bare minimum now. It's just unbelievable.
Those is honestly the worst one.
Yeah.
I hated every minute of that.
Yeah. But people talk like when alt season. People are saying that today, like when alt season. And I'm like, did you do anything?
The way I think a lot of people fucked up because they were holding stuff, Chainlink. They were holding stuff like Skycoin though. Like I was all in Skycoin like in 2017. Some people just held those bags and they never bought anything new. So like if you're not like, I feel like if you're not watching crypto and you just like put money in and like don't really pay attention to it, I think you can get stuck in that and being in old bags. Like you can get stuck being in old bags in one cycle. If you've waited like multiple cycles, you definitely can fuck up pretty bad. Like the DeFi 1.0 coins have been in a bear market since literally February, especially against Ethereum. Like it's been really bad.
Yeah,
so I think
the Chainlink chart is atrocious.
It's so the Link F chart is so bad. That's why I always tell people to keep like an open mind and like be willing to try out new stuff because like if you don't, you're gonna get left behind pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's got some pretty strong support at 0.
Yeah, it's so bad, and they're so defensive too. That's why I mess with them all the time. They get so mad.
The old bag thing's funny. Someone's sending me loads of angry tweets. Sometimes this happens, like you just get some like abusive tweet from someone and then they do it a few more times so you start to recognize the name, like that guy's got a problem with this thing, and you see like tweet number 8, you click on them like what's wrong with you, and then like the bio is like #Neo. Click on these things.
Yeah.
Right? We're like, all right, yeah, I see what the problem is. We'll see, it's gonna be all right. And all their tweets are just, they're angry with everyone. Like all they do is go online and just tweet angry stuff and then go back offline. I think there's quite a lot of those.
As a current Zcash holder, I choose to believe that the fundamentals matter and my bags will come back.
It's going on. We're in a horror movie.
Z's power just cut out.
The room I'm in is motion censored.
Z's worth he's worth 8 figures, but he has no dollars in real life and his power just cut out.
Yeah, it's all online, bro. It's not in my bedroom.
And what were you both doing before this? Like how did you get into this? Like what were you escaping from? Was it a hobby?
Okay, I can go first if you guys want. So back in like 2016, I was pretty into esports, right? And I don't know if you guys heard of the game Rocket League. Well, basically, like I put in like 8,000 hours into that game, and like I got like pretty big into like the pro scene. I ended up just hating my life after a while because like honestly, playing 8,000 hours of like any game just like gets to you. And yeah, I ended up like I was still broke at the time. This is like 2016-ish, I think.
Wait,
and,
are you saying you were a Rocket League pro 5 years ago?
Yeah. Like all of my friends went on to sign like tier 1 orgs like the month that I quit. Dude, I'm not even lying.
Oh my God.
So in summer of 2016, I know they're listening. I see them in the chat too. So in summer of 2016, I made like $20,000 in the game, and I decided to throw into the stock market, right? I basically only traded like pharma and like biotech companies, where like I would line up their like pipelines and like PR dates together. So like I would have like this timing model where I would have like a 50 to 100% play like every 2 to 3 weeks.
What?
And that's, yeah, it's crazy. And
What?
yeah, but the problem was like I was doing it with with microcaps, and I ended up just making too much money where like I was like half of the volume that day. So yeah, it got to the point where like I made a little over $1 million in about 3 years. Then 2020 came, and I lost half of it in that crash and panicked. Because like here's the thing, okay? During that time, I basically like gave up my social life, and like the thing about like losing money like after you give up your social life and like basically just like throw away all your relationships is like you're fucked. Like not only do you have no friends now, but like you're fucking poor. Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't think people understand though like what the bounce was like in the equities like after that crash though. It's like I basically hit every single play like from then on until now. Well, I guess until my Bitcoin play that I don't want to talk about anymore. But yeah, like the bounce in equities though, like honestly felt like another like alt season where like I made it all back in 2 weeks plus more. And then my first introduction to crypto was like DeFi summer where like I met a few people like in crypto at that time, and I was still really small. I had like 50 followers on Twitter. And yeah, my first like real introduction was like joining telegrams with like bigger like influencers and watching them like form campaigns and dumping on their followers.
So all you
Yeah.
know is up only markets basically, other than like 2 weeks of pain when COVID started.
Yeah, I mean, no, I traded 3 years of like bearish like chop in equities, which was absolutely horrible. Like I
Okay.
watched all my friends get rinsed.
So that was like before you got into the biotech.
Yeah,
sector.
so that was
you
like-
kind of earned your stripes with you know, bad price action.
Yeah. And I got rugged pretty hard in sushi like during that time. It was horrible. Like my first experience in crypto was awful. And then I ended up I bought like $400 ETH and sold at like 310 just to make it worse. But ever since then, though, like I hit like every trade. I went from like 10 mil back in no, I had like 2 around that time of like September of 2020 and made it pretty close to 10 before the peak. And then ever since the crash, I like went full like almost all in around like 29K, and then yeah.
So is it considered financial advice if we just give one person advice, or is it just like for if we give everybody advice? Because we got to figure out how to make you not lose it all, Bob. Because right now,
not for
Oh
sure.
no, I'm pretty sound. Like I'm a sound person. I'm not like a degenerate or anything like that.
okay, that's
Oh, actually, I don't know. I'm pretty like I have a lot of money in like Metaverse shit coins right now.
wait. So which of these is it? Is that sound or?
Can't be both.
Like
Can't be
he's what
both.
he's saying. He's got his investments are with very strong, reputable companies that have no downside.
They'll come back.
Such
They'll
as
come back.
Metaverse shitcoins. He's totally fine. He's hedged against crypto with the Metaverse. He's fine.
Reasonable.
Yeah, but along the lines, I met a lot of people that kind of like helped me out though with like
Nice.
scaling and like dealing and stomaching with like that kind of volatility with all that money.
Yeah, like, do you run into the same problems now? I mean, if you're trading 50 million actively, like, you're gonna.
I'm not trading 50 million actively. It's
Yeah.
a lot of it is just chilling there. But yeah, I mean, people ask me like, how do you stomach the losses now compared to like a few years ago? I mean, it's not any easier now. You're still losing shit tons of money. Like it hurts.
Yeah, 10% is still 10%, no matter what you got.
I'm down 10% just on Zcash today, while ETH is up like 6%. It's like 16% relative loss. It feels pretty bad. Barry's big week. I'm still waiting, man. So
I tweeted some stuff the other day, and Barry just started replying to me saying, "Send it," and I was like, "What the fuck is Barry doing?" He always refuses. He DMs me sometimes. He always refuses to come on here, but then DMs me like the most like confusing, weird shit. I think he's like just chilling. If I was a DCG shareholder, I'd be like, "Does Barry do anything? I just sit on Twitter all day."
maybe that's bullish, you know? Like that's what Musk does.
Yeah.
Barry's a neat.
Wait, he's a what?
Neat. He's a neat.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Can you please explain it?
Basically, just sits in his room all day with his blankie and his computer.
Oh, that sounds
So
reasonable.
most of crypto Twitter, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Satsdat is Barry.
Oh, he could be.
So Z, what have you learned in your trading experience? You know, you go on a run. Do you when you take a loss finally, do you step back? Do you just have a process that you abide by all the time? Like what have you figured out?
So usually when I'm hitting like a lot in a row, I know I'm eventually gonna like fuck up somewhere. Actually, I did it the other day. I shorted Luna, like blackout drunk at like 5 a.m. like on like Saturday. I woke up like, why do I even have this open? It's like when I'm hitting like a lot of positions like back to back, I get cocky, and then when I get cocky, the market will be like tell me to slow down basically. So that usually happens. I was like waiting on something like that to happen, but so usually when like I'm hitting a lot, I try to find something that's like counter against the positions I have open. So like when Bitcoin was like 60, 67, 68, I was like up a lot on a lot of different positions, and everybody was bullish. And I was like, well, somebody has to be selling here. So that's kind of why I was hesitant when it broke like the all-time high for the second time. And I ended up being right. I think I sold Solana like 230, 235, somewhere around there. And I ended up actually shorting Bitcoin like 67K. But I kind of like try and keep track of how euphoric I am. And if I am euphoric, I try to like start dialing it back or taking positions in the other direction. And it's the same with being bearish. Like I was super bearish. I was tweeting like, I think I tweeted a chart the other day of like Bitcoin going to like, Bitcoin going like to 36K. And then I think it was a Sunday, and then like Ethereum tested the lows and bounced. So I ended up longing after that because I was like, oh, I'm way too bearish and it's not following through. So I usually keep a good track of like if I'm overly emotional with what I have open. If you write a lot, so if you journal a lot, that's what I found helps me out because I keep track of what I'm thinking that day. And if I know I'm like overly excited or like overly scared, then I'm like, okay, well, it's probably close to a bottom or close to a top.
Is leverage a big part of what you're doing? And if so, how are you managing that? Or is that kind of a portion that you throw aside for like to fulfill your degenerate needs?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't use as much leverage anymore because I'm not trying to blow my account up anyway.
Nah, he's just too rich
at this point. Like it's not worth it really to be using leverage. I think I tell most people like you're gonna do better being on chain and literally like playing with stuff before it gets listed on centralized exchanges. Like that's how especially if you're a small, like if you're retail, that's how you beat the VCs and everybody else, because they can't throw like 10 million into a 5 million market cap coin or stuff that's like small like that. So like DeFi Kingdoms, they essentially rewarded people for providing liquidity really early, like when it was like $1. The APRs were like 20K or like 20K plus. But the way that they did it was they just locked up most of the rewards until the game is going to be completed. But there's a lot of scenarios like that where small people can get in early, but you have to be on chain. Like you're not going to beat bigger players by trading on centralized exchanges usually.
And to your point, you mostly mean like non-ETH layer ones or side chains or layer twos and stuff, right?
Yeah, but I mean, even on ETH, like I think what was one like Spell, like when Spell launched. I think that was a fair launch, and if you were paying attention, like if you were really locked in,
yeah, initially, it's on Avalanche too.
Yeah.
It started on ETH.
Yeah, Spell's on ETH. Like that was a fair launch. I think OHM was another one that was on the ETH. But you have to be paying attention. Like if you're just looking at charts and playing with leverage all day, you're not going to catch Spell. You're not going to catch OHM because that's not where your focus is. Like that's not where you're paying attention. That's why I tell people like stay away from leverage. You're going to lose more on leverage than you're going to make on leverage 90% of the time, because the people that are trading on leverage are fucking like Alameda and 3AC. Like they know what they're doing. The way that you have your advantage is by finding stuff early and doing more research than other people. That's what I try and tell people.
Yeah, I think I saw you tweet something that was just like, if you're going to do one thing in crypto, just try everything. Just like actually use the product. Like worst case scenario, it sucks and you never use it again and nothing happens. Best case scenario, you get an airdrop, the project's useful, you're early to something. I think it's pretty true. And like even the a bunch of the, 10, 11 figure fund managers we've spoken to been like, what would you do if you were a small fish? It's like, just go try stuff, find stuff that you think is good. Right. Like it's the advantage that you can have over VCs is that you can find an airdrop that is worth 100% of your net worth, 100, like you can double your balance if you get a decent airdrop or a decent reward for something. And that's just impossible for VCs to do. They got to buy the seed rounds and shit in it.
Yeah. Hey, Zeke, can you talk more about like DeFi Kingdom? Because like to an outsider, I mean, it kind of just looks like Animal Farm or like.
What's Animal Farm?
What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, so I'm like, I've always been a nerd. Like when I was younger, I played like World of Warcraft 12 hours a day. Like I was the kid that was playing World of Warcraft till like 2, 3 a.m. like on school nights. So that was League of Legends. Like I played all that. So all of these play to earn games, like I haven't found one that's actually fun to play until DeFi Kingdoms. So when I saw that like they have heroes, like there's 8 classes and there's all these professions and you level up your hero and you play PvP, I was like, oh, that's just World of Warcraft, but crypto, and you get paid to do it. So I was like, that makes sense to me. So that's why I was like basically all in, well, as much as I could be all in September, because the upside is so high for a game that you can play that's fun. Because if you have games like you said, like Rocket League, where people pay to play, but it's fun, so they're going to keep playing the game. If you have a game in crypto where you get paid to play it and it's also fun, the upside is like really, really high, in my opinion. And I don't think we really have that many games yet. That's why I think like the main trend for like the next few years are going to be, I think there's going to be like a lot more really good devs coming to crypto and a lot more game companies like building games where they can like, it's going to be really easy to attract users if they get paid to play.
Could you imagine we get like esports teams going into like DeFi games and shit? That'd be so weird.
Dude, we Solana has it right now. They have, what is it, the RE and TSM, the solo mid, the people that do League of Legends.
Yeah.
They already partnered with RE. So I think stuff like that is going to keep happening.
Probably a matter of time before you get like the Ripple equivalent where they just pay them a crap load of money to do it. It's like they don't, the game coin don't have to make any money. It's, just want to be able to say like, TSM is playing our RPG or whatever. Cobie,
I have some questions and thoughts.
Yeah. I was gonna set you up for this because you were debating this with our beloved CMS intern about like whether these have actual value, but go for it.
I'm probably going to get in trouble for this one, so I apologize to the chain of people that I'm going to implicate in this information.
Cobie's about to get us canceled.
I dunked pretty hard on some Solana game. It's like a first-person shooter. It looks like it looks shit. I
saw that.
Yeah, it looked terrible. Not so bad that it's like comical. It just looked like a game that you make at college or university in your like group project when you learn to code in the last couple of years. It didn't look like something that you see people playing on Twitch or whatever. It just looked like something that a group of friends would make. So I dunked on it really hard, wrote some tweets, like I just think it looks shit. And in general, my opinion is I think that play to earn potentially, like a play to own rather than earn, like you own items in the game or that have some like value because they are of some rarity or something, kind of makes sense if the game quality is on par or better than existing games. But I feel like in crypto gaming right now, it's teams that can't make good games sort of subsidizing it by paying people to play. So of course that people are going to spend some of their time doing this thing if they get paid to do it. And then the people that can make really good games don't care about crypto so much and are like saying, oh no, we're not messing with any of that shit. And I think the first success is when either a group of people that have made really successful games before break out and make a studio that is like world-class cutting-edge games with some crypto integration, or with like items that you own you can take through iterations of the game or different universes or whatever, that would make sense. But I dunked on this project, and then their lead investor contacted one of my friends and was like, hello, would your friend Cobie be interested in connecting directly with the founder? Cobie just trashed his game on Twitter. Ironic, since he's the only legit game maker in Game 3 right now. He respects him a lot and would like to know if he'd participate in a pre-token round. I'm like, what? I got deal flow for saying it sucked? I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. And they're like, would you like to invest? I'm like, no, of course not. I said it sucked.
I would.
I'll send it to you, mate. I'll say yes, and you can have the tokens.
Cobie gets all the deal flow from this show. What's up with that?
I think you're right, though. I do think... So the games that strictly focus on how much money users can make from playing it are going to be bad games. Like, all of them are going to be bad games. I think the games that focus on making a game that's actually fun for people to play, and like that they'll play regardless of if they were making money or not, I think those are going to be the best games that out of this like play to earn segment. Like, I haven't made any money playing DeFi games. I've actually spent way more money than I should have, like buying heroes, like summoning. Like, I've spent way more than I've made money because I was early, but like just from the mechanics of the game, I haven't made any money yet. So the reason I think that DFA could be different from the other games is because the team is focused on building a product that the users and like the community really likes. And that's what I found so far just from playing it. So the main focus is like the DEX, which is like the decentralized exchange. So it's built into the game. And then the heroes are like the characters that you play with. So you have heroes that you can level up by doing quests. You can summon other heroes with the heroes that you buy. And then eventually in the future, you'll be able to buy land and can like collaborate with other players in like a guild. And then you can do PvP against other guilds. So like if they are able to execute it well, I think it'll do really well, which is why I'm like, I talk about it so much, because I actually have fun playing it. Because for me, leveling up my heroes to be like the best in PvP, it's like, that's the same thing as playing World of Warcraft, same thing as playing League of Legends. Because it's like competitive, I'm gonna play against other people. But I definitely agree that the games that are just like, oh, click this and I'll make this much money and just click, like those are not gonna be, I don't think those are gonna do well.
Cobie, you were talking about, did you say like you think the game needs to be better than a traditional game? Or
I just think it needs to be as good. Like if people are only playing because they can earn money, that's not a game, it's a job. Like if you go to something you don't enjoy it, but it's better than like manual labor in a field or something, then it's just another job. Like you wouldn't do it anyway. I think it gets powerful if you get to take with you stuff that you acquired by playing a game seriously, but it's not like a primary salary or something. Just turns that into not a waste of time. Because if it is primary salary, then you're just going to end up with like some kind of digital serfdom where people in the West employ loads of people to click farm, and take their items from them or whatever.
I tend to think it's a little bit of the reverse. Like if I kind of like a game, but I get paid for it to play, I'd probably choose that over a game I like a little bit more, but I don't have to pay. Like
you would, mate. You've got to make ends meet.
But I think, jeez, man.
You've lost your train of thought.
From the perspective of the everyman, like yes, like I if I play Halo 1 and I get paid versus like Halo 3 or like whatever the better game is and I don't get paid or I have to pay for it, I'm going to choose Halo 1 and I'm going to earn a little bit while I do it. Like I'm still going to have fun, but the game has to not freaking suck. I agree with you. Like if you end up, it becomes some farmer business where you're employing people, it's kind of ridiculous. But if it's something you relatively enjoy and you get a couple bucks while you're doing it, like that's pretty novel, I think. And I think it could work. Like, I don't know near enough about games. I saw CMS Intern's thing. I was like, holy crap, they got like first-person shooters that are crypto games. Like that's pretty. They look cool to me.
It literally looked like an FPS game of like Roblox.
But like I don't know.
I didn't know it existed in that way yet, though. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my 2 cents as a non-billionaire.
I mean, I don't think a lot of these games like actually provide enough money for you to like sit down and play them and actually like have fun.
Do you think also that the economy stacks up in the long term? Because like you got Axie, and then for a while everyone was making money on Axie while the price was going parabolic and stuff. But now I read a thing the other day where it's like only the top 10% of something else, I don't know, were in Axie were actually profitable now. Like everyone else was operating at a loss. And I don't know if you've looked at Axie. It's not a fun game. It's fucking shit. So it's like, is this fun? Are these people playing at a loss now? Are they going to keep playing? Like
that one doesn't seem, I don't understand. I've never heard anybody talk about the gameplay of Axie. It's just like,
yeah, don't you like read like two Axies together and like they make another Axie or something? I don't know how it works.
Yeah, that sounds right. Luke, Venture Coiners, I don't even know if he was showing me the gameplay, but he was showing me essentially like, here's my like squad of little Axie thingies that you know, look, these two breed and they make a rare Axie, and these two breed and they're just basics and I'll sell them off. And it's like, it was a game about like having a dairy farm or something. You know, it was weird. I don't know what the actual gameplay. I don't know if you like run around and like hit them together or something. Like that sounds fun. I think it's blobs, you know, like that would be all right, but yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think it's like turn-based, I want to say. But yeah, I don't think so. Like if most people are not making money and the game is not fun, then yeah, it's not gonna last long.
Somebody in the chat said
we should make a game,
rock paper scissors game.
We should make a game where you just click a box on a screen, but everyone's looking at a screen. It's 1 million cells. One of the cells lights up. First person to click it gets a token. It just goes on forever. You need a token to play. So at first the tokens are very valuable. It's just down only. It's SLP. That's it. We'll just release that. Called Cobie Clicker. It's just it goes on forever. Like that's what kind of what these games are to me. Like no one would ever click on these boxes, but if you pay them to do it, then maybe they'll click on it for a while until the economics of the system don't work anymore. And if you translate this directly to DeFi, it's kind of what a lot of poorly thought out like bubble protocols are doing, right? Like protocols that only work in a bull market because they're hugely subsidizing. They're paying people to use them to make some part of the economics of their system work. But really, they're just like people are only using it because they're paying to get using it, and because they're being paid, the metrics look quite good. But if that single thing went away, everything falls to pieces. And if Web3 is just Web 2, except we pay loads of money for users to pump our valuation so the team can sell, then like let's wait for Web 4. I'm not seeing it. It doesn't make so much sense to me.
Me and the rest of the chat would like to know when tokens sell for Cobie Clicker.
You can only get it by clicking the squares. That's why the tokens are so valuable, and you get such good pay.
Get clicking.
Yeah. We don't have VCs because we don't like the vulture capitalists.
We just have them as guests on every other episode.
Yeah.
But when we're on with Z and Bob, it's like, no way, no VCs here. Yeah. Do y'all have any other thoughts on the gaming environment on crypto? Like, do y'all think there's going to be a game, maybe it's like top 10, top 20 most popular games that's crypto based within 5 years? Is that realistic?
I think so. Well, I mean, I think so, just because of the fact that these game companies, I think that they can make something pretty easily in crypto and have that aspect where they'll get so many more users if they're making money playing the game. Like that's one of the main reasons I think so. Because right now we have I think if it's not even level 1, it's like below level 1, the quality of the games that exist. But I think once the quality of the games is better, I think that will change.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's possible. I mean, I think a lot of it does have to do with like market sentiment. Like, who the fuck's gonna want to build a game on Solana like deep into a bear market? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think
that's the thing. The game has to be fun enough that people will still play it if it's bear or bull. Like, it has to be agnostic of what crypto markets are going, I think.
I wonder what incentive...
I think the way to look at it is like there's those protocols where the first thing they launch is a token. So it's like the token's live for 6 to 18 months before they launch a product, and it's super bearish when the product launches because the dream is dead and the reality has arrived. That's like one way like crypto projects do something, and very infrequently do those projects create huge successes because the incentives and the incentives of the team are wrong, the incentives of the investors are wrong. Like token before product hasn't worked very well basically ever. In terms of building a good product. The other way DeFi and crypto products have launched is a little bit more like Ribbon, who had the really scandalous airdrop, where they had a product live, had product market fit, had a ton of users for ages before they launched the token.
Same for ENS.
Same for ENS. Yeah, ENS is actually a better example because they have no VC investors and no one Sybil attacked their airdrop, and it was all like done pretty well.
They even made money.
Yeah, and they truly had product market fit ENS, right? Like loads of people have one ENS name and they use it as their identity, and like that's another way people can launch. They go product first, and then they go, okay, now let's tokenize, and now let's either decentralize our governance or whatever the token is supposed to do in the system. And I think the gaming example will happen the same way. So any of these games where they're like launching a token on CoinList, or you've got like a game and their fucking fully diluted valuation is $20 billion, but the game is so far down the road that I might have died by the time it actually gets released. I don't think those are going to go so well. I think what will happen is someone will release a game. It'll be really, really good. It'll like pick up on Twitch. People will start playing it a lot. It'll create a core fan base. And then suddenly their items will be NFTs, or suddenly an in-game currency will be a token. And it'll just switch one day, and all of a sudden loads of players that played it in the past will be sitting on a nest egg. Similar to the airdrop farming, shit. It'll be a bit like that. I don't think these token first games are going to work, because I think most of them are just capitalizing on the fact that VCs are getting a bit lazy and unprecise in their decision making and throwing money at everything because they've got too much money to deploy now.
I think that last part definitely sounds right. The play to earn thing, I agree. I don't necessarily know that needs to be a part. What I don't understand is at what point will somebody show up and the incentive structure fits to just have more of an open protocol for like in-game items and characters to be on like a broader marketplace. So, a bunch of indie developers create their games. They're looking to create something fun, but they're like, hey, everything you earn here, all the characters you build, the stuff you buy, the sword that you have or whatever, can enter like an open marketplace. And the big game companies, they kind of own those ecosystems right now, but isn't there some incentive for like the smaller ones to pull together and kind of say like, this is our open protocol for the same thing? And that way you're not like selling characters on eBay against somebody's terms of service. There's a marketplace. So the things that you build up, the points that you build up or whatever, like you can sell them and that's how you earn, is not rather than like being subsidized. Is that unreasonable, or does it you just don't think that would happen?
As in like selling them outside of the game or within the game?
Oh, like you just have a more ability to sell them in an open marketplace, like on an NFT.
Are you talking about Immutable X?
Probably, but that's probably a bad of yours.
Yeah, I mean, I did invest in the seed round of Immutable X, which I will now disclose, so I don't get zapped. I don't want a Zach thread saying, look at this clip of Cobie talking about Immutable X, and look at Cobie's massive bag of Immutable X.
Is that part of their pitch? I talked to them on the phone, and I told them the same thing. I didn't get asked to be part of their investment round, though.
So you own zero. You don't need to disclose.
I own
You're
zero.
Not getting Zach.
I have no bags. But I did talk to them and tell them that's what I knew nothing about games, but if I did, then that's what I would want.
No, they're trying to do a ETH layer 2 based like ZK-Rollup for gaming and NFTs basically, and they have a bunch of games that run in it or something. Honestly, I don't really know. I don't do a lot of due diligence.
Yeah, well, you don't have to if you just number go up.
Are you on a rolling chair with wheels?
Does this happen to you a lot, or do you not normally sit in this spot?
I don't usually sit in this room. No, I don't usually sit in this room.
Where are you? Are you in your garage or some shit? What the fuck?
No, I'm in my apartment building in the business room.
Oh, that's why why we're getting rugged on the sound, because the those conference rooms are always just like solid walls of echo. The worst possible place to be, but the background looks good, nice and clean.
It's a nice white solid background.
Yeah.
It's my default.
All right, Cobie.
But the marketplace, I'll say I think that games are building those out. It's like I don't know exactly what R is doing, but I know in DFK, it's like once you build up your hero, you can sell them within the marketplace that exists in the game. So I'm not sure exactly how games would do it outside of the game, because I don't know like what an NFT from DFK would have use in other like ecosystems, unless they're like collaborating with each other. But I do know that the games are working on doing that.
Z, I want to ask a bunch. You were like the layer one king. You nailed all the rotations. It got a bit suspicious, so maybe you were just the one moving the markets. We're not sure. We're not even sure if you are Hasaka as well. But there's a bit of contention or like discussion about the ETH layer 2 trades coming up. You know, you have Optimism and Arbitrum are both working now. You've got a bunch of others I don't remember the name of. And then Starkware's layer 2 ZK-Rollup just launched, I think. ZK Sync is testnet or launched. I don't know, fuck knows. But you have a bunch of these layer 2s launching. At the same time, they're funded by people that missed out on a lot of the layer 1 trades and like sort of FOMOing into these L2 trades. So they might not be great speculative buys for retail, because the FDV might just launch at like 100 billion or some shit. And that's not a great spot to be in. So how are you thinking about this practically? How are you planning on playing this in the future?
Well, my intuition says that the ZKR tokens should be better plays than Ethereum. But that's only because Ethereum is already so big. So Ethereum's already like $500 billion market cap. If you launch a ZKR, like ZK Sync, when ZK Sync 2.0 launches, I think they said they're gonna have a token. I don't see how Ethereum would outperform that token, considering that the plan for like ETH 2.0 is to move all of the transactions, or not all the transactions, but the majority of the transactions onto like ZK-Rollups. And if those ZK-Rollups have tokens, then either the token is useless, like the DeFi 1.0 stuff, like you could argue is, or they're going to be a better play than Ethereum. So my initial thought was, okay, well, I'm going to play these L2 tokens just like how I played the L1s. That's how I thought about it. I don't see why those tokens would be useless or like not as useful compared to Ethereum. Just like, because they shouldn't be farm and dump tokens. Like they should be actual like useful tokens that you need to maintain like, the security of whatever rollup that you're using. So that's how I've been.
Are there going to be new apps and like new forks of, you know, sushi and everything else for like each one of these ecosystems, you think, or we'll just start seeing
Uniswap is on the test net for ZK Sync right now.
Yeah.
Like you can use ZK Sync Uniswap. It's actually extremely fast. It's faster than I think all the other L1s except for maybe like Solana. But yeah, I tried it out. You can use Uniswap on their test net. You can use Zigzag Exchange, I think is on ZK Sync 1.0, and that's really fast. But yeah, you can use it, like you can deposit funds in their wallet. I think it's going to be portability. Like I don't think it's going to be new apps moving over. So like we've seen that Sushi has basically been deployed on every chain, but Uniswap hasn't. And I think the main reason that Uniswap hasn't is because they've been focused on building out their portability for the ZK-Rollups. That's what I think. But I don't know why else they would not be on every chain.
And Bob Avenger, what about you? Are you just still holding all your Bitcoin, hoping that the ETH BTC ratio recovers and you can get your ETH back?
I mean, I've kind of given up on that. I have deployed some more money into ETH just because like people on Twitter are kind of bullying me into doing it, including you. Yeah.
You know what the exit signal of your trade was?
What was it?
The exit signal of your trade was when Ledger tweeted, "Hear ye, pleb, you do not know the true roar of Bitcoin."
I got excited and then instant regret, but
It was the
couldn't
worst
delete.
tweet I've ever seen. It was so cringe.
Oh my god.
It was like, you do not know the true roar of Bitcoin or something. I was like,
It was over.
like,
It was completely over by that point.
that's why it didn't go up. It was actually good. It was actually the trade, but then you tweeted that, and everyone was like, "Ugh, okay."
Done.
Sailor cancelled his buy.
No, I knew it was over once Light like subtweeted me and saying like my thesis was right about Bitcoin going up.
Man,
Yeah.
Light deserves a better shake than that, I think. But
Yeah, I love him.
uh,
But
No,
outside of like BTC and ETH though, I do have a fair amount of money into like Metaverse like coins.
Golden Jewel, bro.
Do you want to
I
show
have
some
some.
names, or is that like?
I mean,
against
I
the
feel
law?
like I should, but like a lot of them are like sub 50 mil market cap, and like if I say anything, someone's either gonna like turbo nuke my position or like just screw everything up. But
you might get zacked.
yeah, I could.
what do
Yeah,
you
you
think?
can't chill, bro. It's illegal. You
But
can't do
no,
that.
I think we could be like we've gone from like DeFi to like GameFi to like SocialFi. I mean, I don't think the top for like Metaverse plays is in yet until like people like Gary Vee start like dumping their own like community tokens on like his community. Yeah, yes.
The top's not in until my Fluff's 100x. That's where the top is.
those the rabbits?
Y'all don't realize it yet, but my Fluffs are a backdoor Metaverse play. That's what I call them, at least. I don't.
Z, are
the
you
rabbits?
6
Like the
foot,
video
like
rabbits?
8 or something?
6'6", yeah.
6'6". Ledger, can you explain what fluffs are to this handsome 6'6" god of a man, please? Just explain your fluffs thesis, please.
They're bunnies. They're furry bunnies in the fluff world, and they're
Bro,
gonna be good. Don't worry about it.
you know what they remind me of? Every time I see them, they remind me of that. You know the movie Donnie Darko?
Yeah.
That's what the fluff remind me
the
of. That
creepy
creepy bunny, bro. That's what they remind me of.
Yeah, there's I mean, I don't have to give my thesis here, but I do. If you look into the altered state machine and some of the stuff they're doing, there's like this like Metaverse and AI thing going on there. I don't necessarily
Metaverse and I don't know, AI. Yeah.
I don't necessarily think the bunnies were like the best character to choose, and then making them like creepy, full of lipstick and stuff was
Dude,
like.
they're scary as fuck, bro.
Yeah. But if you took the same thing and you made them puppies, then like everybody would like them. That's all I'm saying. You look at the collection and you made them puppies instead, everybody would like them. So I am in good profit on my fluffs, and I don't have any intentions of letting anything go unless somebody brings me the right price. It's not just the fluffs themselves. It's the Metaverse angle on it. Bob, can you please shill Jewel or whatever you have to shill so I can stop talking?
I mean, okay, I think the most bullish narrative there is for like Metaverse tokens is like seeing Inverse, bro, like shield the same ones as mine. I think, dude, he's like low kid.
Yeah.
He's a genius. Like he can literally say like
in everything.
Yeah, he'll like tweet out like good coin on some like absolute shit coin. It'll pump like 600% that same month. Yeah, Sats and I talk about it all the time. But yeah, like I think Torm's a pretty good project. That's one of my biggest bags. So please don't like crucify me if it dumps. But yeah, I think anything listed on KuCoin that's like sub 100 mil market cap is like an easy 10x from here. I think people are like sleeping on KuCoin. Like there's so much money being made on there right now.
That's where I sold my synthetics back in the day to A16Z, just directly to them. A16Z was literally the entire order book for synthetics, and I was like, oh look, it's a bear market and synthetics is pumping. I better dump my bag, and it was just them accumulating a freaking ton of it. So, RIP.
Are you saying it's KuCoin season?
It
has been for like 2 or 3 months.
Very
but
bearish.
normally when the alpha gets leaked on Up Only TV, that's
It's
the top
over.
of the
It's
alpha.
over. You
So is
saw-
KuCoin season over now?
Dump your bags.
I shouldn't have said shit.
And November was definitely KuCoin season. Like all the alts that popped off in November were on KuCoin. I think because most of the top 100 is red this month. I think actually.
Are they
Yeah.
like the
Most
new?
of them.
Are they like the new Binance in the sense of like Binance is so public now?
Yeah.
They got to be more careful, but KuCoin can just list whatever still, and they're under the
Because
radar.
Binance kicked everybody off.
Yeah.
So like everybody that left Binance and every other place is now on KuCoin, and they list everything. They literally list everything. So
Yeah, plus
it's like
now there's
there's
so
hella
many
trash
change.
on there.
There's so many changes. You don't know what, like, someone, like, you know, you want to buy a token and it's like, is it on Solana? Is it on Avalanche? Is it on, like, where the fuck is it? Who knows?
Yeah.
So you need to go to a centralized exchange again, but you still need to have the dream. You need to sell people the dream of, like, one day this is going to get listed on Binance and Coinbase. So you need, like, a B-tier exchange. That's what KuCoin
Right.
is.
Yeah,
It's chain agnostic, pre-big time. That's where you make the real money.
Somebody in the chat.
KuCoin is actually like a decent bridge too. Like, well, not like technically a bridge, but like you can use KuCoin to like deposit and then go to other places. I think I was doing that.
That's called money laundering. It's not
Yeah. But I mean, all right. I'm not doing that. But yeah.
I'm pretty sure Cobie's been on KuCoin. I've seen a few tweets from you about it.
Yeah, I bought something because Trader SZ was like shilling something, and I researched it and looked at the market cap, and it was like incredibly small, and the charge looked really good. So I bought it on KuCoin. It was the first time I ever used KuCoin, and then I completely forgot about it because I never used KuCoin, so it was not in my routine of things to check. And I forgot about it for, I don't know, a month, 2 months or something. I'm up like 20x or something. I couldn't find it. I was like, I swear I bought this somewhere. And then he told me it was on KuCoin, so I just logged in and immediately dumped it all. But that's I just made one trade on KuCoin. It was a very profitable trade. I did it by accident.
Nice.
Yeah, anybody listening, anything that gets listed on there, like, basically does a 2 or 3x that same week. That's not financial advice, but
You are just
it's
killing,
honestly,
you are killing KuCoin.
It's true though.
it's true.
No, because they list trash. Like they will list like 50 million market cap coins. Like, and they don't care. They will list whatever.
Well,
Yeah, that was the 2017 grow your exchange strategy on it. It's like, the people want to gamble. The people want the degen shit. We'll give them it. We'll get loads of users. And then over time, the exchanges get worse because they're like, I think what we're doing is illegal.
Yeah, like it was Cryptopia, bro. Cryptopia
Yeah.
2017.
On the river in the
Yeah.
chat said that the up only chat is now just exit liquidity for KuCoin.
It's just Bob dumping everything on the new signups.
Torm coins up 5% in the last like 15 minutes.
Just go to our KuCoin ref link at uponly.tv/FTX.
Dude, there's literally a god candle right now. What the fuck?
On Bitcoin or
No, on my Torm coin.
well, there's 3,000 people listening. Some of them must have had accounts. I don't know.
Yeah, don't worry, Tom's going to zero.
Somebody also said BTC was ripping, and I looked at it. It's up 0.3% today. Why is it so
All right,
sad?
yeah. That's actually
know.
useful. That's a good topic to talk about. What does everyone make of ETH BTC chart?
We're going to infinity, bro. We're going to infinity. No, seriously. I've looked at every Bitcoin all-time high breakout this year, and it's literally a local bottom on the ETH BTC chart. Every single one since February. Yeah, because I was really confused from like February to May because I was expecting Bitcoin to eventually go like to 100K and go parabolic, but it never happened. That's actually one of the things that was messing me up the most this cycle, because Bitcoin has essentially been like getting distributed more than it's been going parabolic. Because when I started in 2017, Bitcoin was straight up. It was like 3K to 20K in like six months or whatever it was. But now I think there's so many other legitimate coins to buy that are, I think, well, the mispriced. Like when Solana was like 300 or 400 million market cap, and it was like one of the only other L1s besides Ethereum. Like there's so many coins like that people can put money into, and people have so much Bitcoin from 2012, like 2014, like they have to sell that to buy other stuff in crypto. I've noticed that. I actually haven't seen that many people talking about it, but literally if you literally line up every Bitcoin all-time high, it's a bottom on the ETH BTC chart.
Z. End of year over under ETH BTC 0.12.
0.12. Oh, that's kind of high. Can I pull up the chart? Let me look at it.
Yeah, look at it.
0.12.
If you hit 0.12, then
Yeah,
flipping confirmed. There's nothing left after 0.12.
0.1.
Well,
That's asking for a lot.
The flippening is a double from here, right?
Flippening's 165, yeah, 0.165.
Cobie knows exactly at all times.
Do you guys think we flip or no?
It'll be Cobie's last tweet. He'll just say it's finished, and then he'll log off Twitter forever.
Yeah, and that's it. Once flips, I'm done. I'm going to post my last tweet. I've already written it. It's in my drafts.
Definitely is. So how parabolic is it going to go?
Yeah.
I'll say it gets to 0.12 before end of the year. I'll say that.
You'll take the
That
over.
means flippening though.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll
if you
take
get
the over.
0.12, you flip. There's no chance you get
I thought you said
0.12 without
0.16.
flip.
Yeah, and then
Oh, I see. If you go to
0.16
0.12,
is
you might
the
as well
flipping.
go to 0.16, is what you're saying.
Yeah, there's nothing left. Like, why would it stop at 0.12?
There's one at
that's what, so I said.
There's one at 0.14. I'd have to like
I think
pull up a chart, but I don't want to do that. Nobody's.
I've been saying for I've been saying for like months now, when people start yelling about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin, like when all those .eth people are like celebrating the flipping, it's gonna be the same as when, what was it, like death of ETH BTC parties at like
Yeah, below
remember that, like
0.03.
0.03, and literally it was the stone bottom like to the minute when they launched that. I think it was on what was it? It was not a Spaces. It was a what's the other app?
It was
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Yeah.
Clubhouse. It was a Clubhouse chat. But yeah,
Wow, that was also the top of Clubhouse. Clubhouse is done.
Booty
I didn't think about
Clubhouse.
that.
All
Yeah,
right.
so when it goes parabolic, I think that's when we'll local top pretty hard. Like when everybody gets extremely excited about that.
Cobie, June 2017, the weekly close was at 0.14 on ETH/BTC, and then December or January, January 2018, it rebounded up again to 0.105. So, yeah.
105.
Yep.
Yeah. So
On
like
the weekly close.
that's so like 0.1 is basically the last line of defense, right? So like if it breaks above this 0.8 whatever thing, then it goes to 0.1. But
Yeah.
0.1 is like literally the Bitcoin Max's final line. They got to hold that, otherwise they like need to start posting the suicide hotline thing.
It's gonna be bad, bro.
That's why I said 0.12, because like 0.1 looks like kind of like a magnet to me. So I just want to see like how bullish is he,
Yeah, I mean it.
But what
I
is
think it's
0.12? Like what if Bitcoin's at? Well, say Bitcoin's at. I'll say, well, if it can get above 60K, I think it'll go to like 66K. So what's 0.12 of 66K?
That's 7K, something like that.
Yeah, I think it can go to that. That makes sense.
what about
I'm more interested in the valuation of ETH against BTC, like with all the burning and like by the time we do flip. I think that's an interesting conversation.
Yeah. The ratio doesn't matter as much if you burned a bunch.
Yeah.
Cobie's talked about that before. Like
But I think the amount of been burned is like not influencing the size
not
of the market
significant.
cap yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rodney,
So I don't think it's a big deal yet. But yeah, like if you just burn it all away, each BTC ratio is 1-to-1, but no flipping.
Yeah, right.
Roddy in the chat asked, what happens to DeFi if ETH flippins? Is there an exit pump for DeFi? Is that kind of the sign of the end times? You get ETH to 0.1 something, and then DeFi finally pumps, and then the market dies for 4 years.
I don't think we get a 4-year bear market ever. Really, I'm in the camp that we don't. I'm in the camp that we won't get a multi-year bear.
Wow, no multi-year bear.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That's my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think
But
cycles will stay as like cyclical. I mean, I've had this theory that like cycles are getting longer with diminishing returns. I think after a while we're not going to see like any like distinguished cycles with it's gonna be hard to like define like cycles with like diminishing returns and stuff. So I think we're gonna end up getting to like a point where like we're constantly trending upwards with like shorter bear markets.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think Loom has kind of been talking about that. I think he said, I kind of agree with him. Like we're gonna move similarly to how the SPX does, because there's just like so much capital that's acknowledging that crypto is not going away, and it has to move from traditional stocks into crypto. Like that, the amount of money that has to do that is ridiculous. So if crypto and regular stocks are like considered both like valid asset classes, then in my opinion, they'll like trend up together. Like the reason we had like 4-year bear markets is because we had stuff like KuCoin and other stuff that had literally no product, no users, like no nothing.
May I introduce you to
Right, like we had, what do we have? Like we had the master nodes, like that's what we had. But I think it's different now.
We got stuff with 20,000% APY that's 100x on.
Yeah, I'm not so confident.
I mean, I think stuff can go like not minus 70%. I'm not saying that, but I don't think it'll be minus 70% for like 4 years.
Yeah, I think that there will be detachment of markets. Everything's like super correlated, right? But meanwhile, you've got like a VC who will not be named, but it rhymes with Gamework, who own like, you know, $3 billion worth of Illuvium that starts unlocking at the start of next year, that they bought for like a fraction of a cent, and it's now like $2,000 each. And I think you have many of these cases where you have like $20 to $50 billion FDV with unlocks happening, and it's the first time ever in crypto that we've had these like really low float situation, because in 2013, all the shitcoins were proof of work Bitcoin clones. So you had to mine them, and they had really short proof of work cycles, or they were proof of work to proof of stake, or they launched as proof of stake, but the developers were not so good at launching those ones because it's a bit harder. So they didn't exist so much. And then in 2017, you had ICOs where it was the entire float was sold instantly on the market. Maybe 20% of team tokens were kept back or something. But the distribution was much more similar to the Ethereum ICO, where 80% of the float was instantly sold to everybody with virtually a similar cost basis. And even those coins went down 95%, right? So now, for the first time ever, thanks to the regulators of the SEC and people not wanting to do public fundraisers anymore for reg reasons, we have coins that have a 1 to 2% float and a market cap of 100 million. But then an FDV of 10 billion or something. And those coins get unlocked over the next year or 2 years. If it's like 4 years, if you're maybe lucky with the coin that you own or something. But it seems to me that those coins have the potential to be the most obliterated markets of all time, because they can go down 99% and then go down 99% again and then go down 99% again, and the VCs are still at a profit, and like, you know, they'll happily sell those positions, I think. So I think there will be a detachment of markets where some stuff will just decorrelate and just go to actual zero, and maybe there's a rotation of money and people get a little bit more precise and rigorous into where the money is allocated. But I'm got PTSD, so I'm definitely in that we can have a 4-year bear market camp. I think we can have a 10-year one. And you can still remain macro bullish on crypto.
I think that's why you get the like the old coins don't pump thing, is it's basically stagflation even in a bull market for those coins. Like Link might be all-time high in terms of its use in DeFi or whatever, but it's got inflation, the team has to sell, and like it doesn't matter how much excitement there is about the, you know, the thing it's built for. There's just too many coins constantly unlocking for people that are in huge profit, so you have bull market stagflation, and that's in the bull market. Like what happens when it's a bear market? Like you're just turbo wrecked on some of those.
Do you guys think that's what's happening with like DeFi right now, the DeFi coins?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think the valuations just got really out of hand, right? Like it was the only place to allocate money. Because I think we're not actually too dissimilar from KuCoin right now. Like I know that we've grown up a little bit, and KuCoin was, you know, it didn't have anything, and now there are some working products. But I think people get overexcited in crypto and they go, "Wow, they've made an incredibly simple lending primitive. That should definitely be worth $10-20 billion." And then something new comes out, and people go, well, I'll just take some of my money from that into this new thing. And then another thing comes out the next week, and all of a sudden you've got like 400 new projects, and you've completely forgotten that Aave existed or whatever. It's like, oh, well, that actually in practicality has how many users? Like 50,000 unique users ever, which is like very, very, very small. So I think we're closer to Skycoin than we are to like Instagram, Facebook, like practical like apps with real users.
That's true. I believe that.
So I think the DeFi 1 stuff is just going through that. It's like, did we get overexcited and allocate all of our money to this stuff, not realizing there'll be a bunch of new things to buy later?
Well, only really rich people really take loans against things that are like in a fully collateralized manner, whereas regular people take loans where it's not fully collateralized. And I think that's where you really get product market fit, if such a thing could exist, where you have a narrow enough scope that it could be done with a smart contract or with like relatively low amounts of like approval. And if you can figure out how to do stuff like that with crypto, maybe you get a much broader user base that says, yeah, I want to take my next car loan directly through a DeFi protocol. You know, like maybe there's incentive for them to do that, relative to, you know, Aave or whatever. Like, you know, you got to put $1 million down to borrow 300,000 or something. You know, like not many people can do that.
I think there might be something doing that actually.
Chill time.
Sure. I don't have any. But
Every time I talk about partial collateralization, people come out and shill me tokens.
I think it's off the top of my head. I think it's called Maple. I want to say I don't have any.
Yeah, people in chat are spamming Maple too. If MPL is Maple.
Yeah. So that I don't know, but I do agree. We definitely need more protocols like that.
Another one somebody brought up in the chat that I've heard traditional finance people talk about a lot is essentially creating mechanisms for like a proper bond market. That's not very popular in crypto right now when people don't want like bond level yields, but creating infrastructure for bond markets are huge relative to others. And a lot of traditional finance people see the point of blockchain when you consider like bond mechanisms. So like there's some technology out there that could be really cool and have great product market fit, both from a dollars and number of users perspective. But I don't know. We just haven't seen those things come together.
Yeah. So the reason I think that we can have stuff like DeFi 1.0 continue to go down and us still be in a bull market is because what we'll need for that, I think, is like a continuous influx of users and also devs. Like we saw, what's the dude's name that has done like Spell and Mem? Danielle or Dan? I don't know how to say
Danielle.
That.
Yeah.
Danielle. So I think we're gonna have a lot more devs like him that come into crypto and are able to build like innovative new stuff that people actually want to use. So I think like once that stops happening, then I think the possibility of us being like having an extended bear market is more possible. But I think that because there are so many eyes on crypto right now, I think that that's going to continue to happen like over the next couple of years. That's how I look at it. I think like I do think we're going to have like very segmented markets. Like stuff is going to be in bear, stuff is going to be in bull. But I don't think a market-wide bear where everything is dead.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So y'all just think there'll be enough rotations essentially to where there's always something that'll pump.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
it's kind of happened a couple times this year already, right? Like you had NFT season and then like it flipped back to like some shit coins or something, and then layer 1 season and NFT season again. And so I think it's happened.
Metaverse season pretty soon.
You said what season?
Metaverse season.
Bro, I completely missed Sandbox. I missed that whole thing. What did it do? Like a 6 or 7x in like a month?
It did a lot.
Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah, like I completely missed that.
Yeah, CMS intern showed that one to us. I think on air where he was like the guest host. He was talking about Sandbox back then, and yeah,
it was really choppy. Like it was so Axie was like going straight up, and people were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna long Sandbox," and it would just like chop people sideways for months at a time. And then Facebook changed its name to Meta, and it immediately went 6x. Like it was crazy.
It's like we've had guests take different sides of this argument, but the relative trade, because Axies goes up, Sandbox will go up or whatever, whatever that kind of follow-on trade might be. Sam Trabucco talked about that being a strategy that he likes. And then we have some people that are like, just because I love this. Some people are like, just because one goes up has, there's a reason the other is a laggard. But certainly with Sandbox, at least the momentum of the Facebook name change was enough to drag it higher. Probably makes it a decent short candidate, to be honest. Like, unless they've had proper adoption, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't used Sandbox, so I can't speak on that. It's one of the ones I actually have not used.
I wonder how many people have used Sandbox.
I don't know the numbers.
75 people enjoy this app. The coin has a market cap of 7 billion.
Yeah, right. Literally.
Yeah, I think you've just described most of crypto, unfortunately.
Especially Cardano.
Well, Cardano's been down only since they launched smart contracts.
Yeah, is it down 66 or 75% against ETH?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and old Beast Lorian, he basically sold the top. Dude just went all in on ADA. It went up infinitely. He sold the top. He's just retired.
Nice.
Yeah. Shout out.
Is it back to start of year prices?
Well, what they did was they launched smart contracts, but none of the apps launched. So
that's because
they can't build.
It's the worst case. It's literally the worst case scenario. All the apps say coming soon. I've literally looked at them. Like every single Cardano app says coming soon on their site. You can't use any of them.
Well, there was concurrency problems with the contracts as well, wasn't there? Like you can't because of the Oxto model or whatever.
Well, none of us know what that means, Cobie.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, wrong podcast. I'll just get back to drinking.
I don't know.
Put that on your Ethereum tech podcast.
Yeah, I got invited I'm in a Telegram chat. I think I told you earlier, Ledger. And a Telegram chat with like some Ethereum developers. There's like 8 people in it. And earlier, one of them added Vitalik to the chat to ask him a question. I was like, I'm in the elite group now. I'm in the Vitalik chat. There's like 9 people in this chat, and then there's like, I'm even the owner of the room, and I don't know why. And Vitalik's in there.
Yeah, you're about to get kicked out. You're not supposed to.
I can't get kicked. I own the Telegram room. I don't know what to say to him, but I'm going to try and ask him to come on here.
What do you mean? Yeah, tell him to come on the podcast. That's what you say to him. It's like, I know y'all are talking about technical things, but could you please come on our podcast? That's all you.
I don't know how you talk to Vitalik. I don't know what sort of language to use.
Yeah. Right.
Just do it in solidity.
He's gonna be the one interviewing you, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know that would go well. Bob, do all your mates know that you do crypto stuff?
Like in real life?
You said you have no friends now.
No, I have friends. I'm just saying, like,
he bought them
as you're trying to scale up and shit. Like, it gets hard. Like, this shit's pretty time consuming. I mean, it's not that way anymore, but like, yeah, like my roommate, like, he knows.
Wait, you're worth almost like on the way to 100 million.
50 million.
And you have a
roommate.
Pays $500 a month for his apartment.
Yeah.
That's
still sleeping on an air mattress. It's cool.
Oh my god.
What's the greatest in-person flex you've ever made?
In-person flex?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't have many.
Have you ever left like 100% tip on a bill or something? Like anything?
No, honestly, like I'm I'm pretty normal, like outside of like Twitter, like basically just like any other like 21-year-old kid.
So you've never like bought anything in real life?
I have a car and shit.
Okay.
I'm basically like I guess like Fu if he was like 10 years younger. I guess it's the best way to put it.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. Stay that way forever.
That definitely is true. Like how time consuming crypto is, though. I mean, that's like one of the reasons I'm not working right now, because I couldn't do like kids work crypto. Like I couldn't do all 3 at the same time. So I definitely agree with you on that.
The chat wants to know what kind of car you drive, and they'd also like to know your license plate number.
Oh my.
Jesus Christ! I'm driving a 2018 ATS right now.
I don't know what that is.
I don't even know what that is. I'm glad you didn't know what it was either.
We're bad car people.
Wait, but Z, what would you be doing as a job?
I was a software engineer.
Ah.
I went to school for computer science and business.
Are you looking for a job?
No, not right now. Oh, and I was a software engineer until June of this year. Yep, since 2017.
Oh, it's dope.
How did
Oh
you
shit!
feel?
So
How'd it
will
feel when
you
went and
just
quit?
like peace out for now?
Yeah.
After you like, sorry, mate.
I was
My
asking the
bad.
same question.
Bad etiquette.
What did you say? What was the question?
We're just gonna wait on each other.
I'll do it. So will you just like peace out now, not work again, like, or work for yourself, or like, what's the plan?
I mean, I wouldn't mind working in crypto. Like, I definitely would want to work in crypto. It's just I couldn't do. I've got 2 young kids, so I couldn't do working plus crypto full time plus watching them at home. So that's why I was like, oh, I gotta pick 2 of the 3, and I'm not watching the kids. So yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. In crypto, it's like if the markets are popping off, there's no point in getting a crypto job. It's more profitable just to be by yourself. And then when it's not popping off, you're like, do I really want to build a bunch of shit through a bear market? Like, I might just chill. Like, I made a bunch of money in the bull market. I might just chill out, go on holiday.
Yeah, I do find though that like only trading all day is like kind of fucking horrible for you because like you have to like figure out ways to like fill up your hours. I think it's almost better. I mean, I'm not saying.
Just play to earn all day, mate. Play to earn.
Yeah, play all day. Play games all day. Right.
Is it even profitable to trade all day? Like, are you not better off just kind of setting your trade up ahead of time, or do y'all?
Yeah, Alex Weiss made it to the top of the FTX leaderboard.
Depends on how you trade.
Jesus
I don't really.
Christ.
I mean,
R.I.P. man. He's down.
if you day trade, then yeah.
Yeah, isn't AOA still like 9 figures or something?
I don't know.
That's a lot.
I don't think he's at the top of the leaderboard anymore. I think it's profitable for some people, like, you know, that Abe Trade guy and the dude who always
Jim?
spams our chat and saying like that Ledger's an idiot, and then gets banned on all his accounts by Luke. I think they both trade full time and they're just like very good at like leverage trading. Could do similar for most markets. I think like Jim does that, like that's what he's good at. So like I did that for a bit, like a few years ago, because it felt profitable and it felt easy, and now it's fucking annoying and hard and I can't be asked. But I think it is for some people if that's what they're good at.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm better at doing nothing. Like I set myself up and just like forget about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely a better swing trader than like day trader, I would say. But I also rotate a lot. But yeah, not like usually not intraday. Usually like weeks to months.
Well,
And then after you, mate. Sorry. God, we're
that's a long hold.
overriding each other.
Weeks in a bull market. That's a long hold right there. I mean,
Yeah.
I basically I was pretty bullish on an alts rotation after Bitcoin ran to 30K plus at the end of the year in 2020. So I was like, all right, I got a calendar year. I'm going to eat taxes on everything, but I'm just going to short-term swing trade as much as I have to. I'm regretting that now because I should have just bought and held Solana for a year and made more money. But it just, yeah, I think like when the market looks like this and there's so much room below, like Cobie, what you're talking about, you know, unlocks come and people are 1,000x or something. You don't want to be their liquidity. And I just feel like the short-term trade of like, okay, setup looks good, but it could change at any moment. So I might have to peace out on this. And I feel like that's kind of the part of the market we're in, you know? It's not like accumulation for forever holds. It's a little bit of a hot potato game.
Yeah, people have been mad at me for being bearish the past like couple weeks. But stuff is up like 200, stuff is up 100x, 200x on the year. Like, you're not doing another 100x in the next couple of months. That's not happening from here. That's why I've been saying I think we get more like consolidation in Q1, like into, I mean, besides Ethereum looks like it's gonna shoot up, but the rest of the stuff I think is mostly gonna be sideways, just because like who's like all the people that are up 200x haven't really taken profit yet. Who's buying? Like whose pockets are deep enough to buy everybody's 200x? When their pockets were deep at the beginning of the year. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm up 200x, but if somebody's up 200x and they started with 8 figures, like that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think it's interesting to look at what happened in 2017, where you had your big alt season and the Ethereum token like blow off through summer, and then you had that like massive counter rotation back to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin left everything behind for, was it summer or autumn? Don't really remember.
It was fall. Yeah, fall.
Yeah,
September.
and like your
January, basically.
Yeah, the ETH BTC all-time high was in like May or something, right? Like it was June or May, I don't remember. And then the ETH BTC, the ETH USD all-time high was in January, but it didn't make a new all-time high against Bitcoin then. And like I like to toy with ideas like that, where like if all capital rotated back to ETH now, because I do struggle to see like how can some like this stuff that's up 200x go another 200x, but you could get like a run on a lot of that stuff back to like ETH or majors or like ETH and Bitcoin. I don't know. Maybe ETH makes more sense for now. All that capital can like come out of other ecosystems into ETH to send ETH like 3 or 4x or something, and then flood back into everything else as like exit pump on everything else, where they make new USD all-time highs, but not necessarily like new highs against ETH or Bitcoin or whatever. I like toying with ideas like that. I've not like a ton of conviction in them, but stuff like that can make sense to me as a continuation where I struggle to see continuation scenarios in like other continuation scenarios. And I think there are a lot of reasonable reasons to be cautious now. Like there is so much froth, people raising like with decks at multi-billion-dollar valuations. Unlocks are coming, like VC funds have multi-billions of in unlocks and many projects coming. And maybe they can sell them to USD, but maybe they also like dampen ETH and
what if they
BTC
just
markets
don't
too.
want very much USD to just choose ETH or BTC? I think that's mandatory. Like if you're going to continue the Ponzi, you can't have everything float up together. The market caps get too stupid. The liquidity fractures too much. But if you have that concentrated ball of money rotation, like Dan Matuszewski likes to talk about, ETH could go to 10K if the money comes out of Solana and other places, or like, altcoins or whatever. And then like ETH money can rotate to DeFi, or DeFi money can rotate to Bitcoin. Like you can continue the Ponzi for a pretty long time if you play those rotations that Z gets to just tweet like, oh, look, I'm up another 50% today because I nailed this one. Like that could work as long as somebody's down 50% on their other bag. Like, but if everything floats up 10, 20%, 30%, then that's just retail money coming in and nobody's taking profit, and then you're just setting up for elevator down, I think.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
Z, did you get rugged on Snowdog?
I did not. See, I'm actually really bad at playing like the Ponzis. Well, I mean, I consider them Ponzis. Like that's why I was.
Aren't you like fully invested in Ponzis?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know.
My bag's not a Ponzi. Your bag's a Ponzi.
But no, like I was really bad at Uniswap. Like I made barely any money on Uniswap because I'm bad at stuff that is like gonna 2x in a couple hours, then go to zero. Like I'm horrible at playing stuff like that. Like if I think that if I can't tell whether it's legitimate for longer than a couple of days or a couple of weeks, and it's like a new launch thing, then I usually don't touch it. Because I know that's not what I'm good at. So I usually stay away from stuff like that. Like I think the only OHM, there's been like, how many OHM forks has there been?
There's legit like 30 of them.
Like 30 of them. The only one I played really was Time, and I sold that. I did well on that. But yeah, I usually stay away from most of the Ponzi stuff. Well, stuff that I think is literally like Ponzi might go to zero tomorrow if I don't know. Like look at it. So.
Wasn't there like a Ty Lopez like OHM fork?
Yes, like bro,
It's
yes.
gotta be top-ish things for those.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like all that stuff was just like I don't know. I can't really gauge it well, so I usually don't touch it.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable. Did you get rugged on it, Bob?
No, I didn't get rugged by StatStart.
No one got rugged by StatStart.
A lot of my boys did though. Like I know a lot of people that lost money on that.
Did you see the dude who was posting StatStart should be sent to the FBI and stuff? And he's like wearing a suit.
I did see that.
What was it,
Who is
Inverse
that
Pro?
guy?
It's usually him.
No, there's a dude called like Mac something. He's like wearing a suit in his profile picture, and he was saying like StatStart was like the developer or something, and tagged him with the FBI.
Tagged Suzu.
Yeah, Sue as well. But then like if you like scroll down his feed like 4 days before, he was shilling Snow Dog as well, and he's like shilling like all this weird shit like cat girl coin and like fucking
Yeah.
I was like, bro, he's like a grown man. He like looks like he's made like dad's age or something. Don't shill cat girl coin, man.
So
Come on.
Sad Start was shilling S-Dog?
Yeah, he was behind the whole thing.
Oh, is this
Just making that clear.
okay. Sounds like maybe that's sarcasm, but
I think he was
know.
I think he was like a big like he was in was it Snowbank or something?
Snowbank, I think it was
Isn't that
called.
the same thing?
Well, Snowbank and it switched to Snow Dog, I think. I don't know.
So there's
I don't know
there's
either.
S-Dog, Snowbank, SB. I've heard all those in the same sentences. I don't understand any of it.
It looks like Snowbank did a thing called Snow Dog and then just completely fucked themselves over, or someone fucked them over because it just like destroyed the entire project.
It says the chat says Snowbank made S-Dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right.
One of my friends sold them snow.eth, and then they saw what they launched, and they're like, I don't think I charged enough. 6 ETH off of it.
Damn. Wow.
I don't know. There's so much of that stuff. It seems like some of those things have to stop working, and like you really need funds to go to more reasonable places, or else it feels very topish to me.
I think that's also what happened with like NFTs. So like there were so many random NFT launches where people would literally just make $1 million plus off mint, and immediately and the floor would just like evaporate a week after launch. I think that happened a lot with a lot of the Solana NFT launches because is it called Candyman or whatever it's called? Something that somebody built that made it really easy for people to like copycat.
Yeah.
Launch whatever like NFT project they wanted. And so many people were like, oh, well, if I can get $1 million off launch, I don't need to do anything else after that. So I think a lot of NFTs have been like down only after that because so many people just got burned on all those random launches. Like Fiverr artists make 1,000 sketches and then you make $1 million and you're gone. I think that happened a lot.
All I know is I was like, yeah, I'm gonna dabble in art blocks because I need to buy some quality if I'm gonna do anything. I bought a Ecumenopolis for 26 ETH and the floor went to like 3.
Yeah.
So I'd like to apologize to all art blocks enthusiasts for marking the top on art blocks.
Someone in chat just said, ask Z how he managed to get early on so many runners. As he said, he managed to run. Oh God, it's gone. How do you manage to get early on so many runners?
On like rotations?
I guess so. Just like how do you manage to be early on the winners? I guess.
How did you trade successfully?
Yeah.
So I look at I look at every chart. Like not every chart, but every like the top 100. I basically look at everything that's like listed on like FTX, like KuCoin. I look at all those charts pretty much every day. So like if once I see things moving outside of the market, like Axie bottomed in June, the market bottomed in July. So like Axie, that like it kept making higher lows while everything else kept going down. That entire month after like the June 25th, whatever bottom that was. So I knew that was like clearly the outperformer. So that was the first thing I played. And then I think in July, I always was watching Solana. AVAX and Luna I knew were like the other two majors. And I think Luna was the one that broke above its May, when everything sold off and then it bounced, that initial high from the bounce, Luna was the first major to get above that high. So that's when I played, I think I was actually into Luna. But like I literally look at all the charts so I know which ones are doing better than others on low time frames. And that usually translates into higher time frames, especially if it happens like during a sell-off. Like the entire year, Solana would bounce faster than everything else. So it was clear that somebody was bidding Solana over stuff like ADA and other stuff. Yeah, Alameda and friends.
Somebody.
And Nomad. But yeah, so like if you watch tickers when the market is selling off hard, the ones that bounce the fastest are usually going to be the top performers for the next few weeks. And that helps a lot with rotations because you can see like relative strength versus other things. That's usually how I do it. I just look at a lot of charts. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could fucking do that.
I spend a lot of time on charts, so I don't know.
Bob, you got to tell us the process now. Now that you've dunked on your own process, you got to tell us what it is.
On what?
Your own process.
How did you make?
How did you
$50
manage to
million?
like?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
He's a savant,
I think
bro.
I
He's a
think
savant.
I would. Okay, so I kind of want to like talk about like how I managed to like sell the top and rebuy the bottom. So
Yeah.
basically, what I did was I created a risk metric based on like distances from like high time frame moving averages, and that's basically all I did was I just lined up like historical like price points from like I guess like high time frame moving averages and just like scaled in based on those.
Like distance from the mean, you just assume it'll return to it, and that's how you know to scale out.
Yeah, it's basically it.
Cobie's gonna
Pretty
be.
simple.
You opened Bitcoin Wisdom. You opened Bitcoin Wisdom, used the default settings, and went, that'll do.
Yeah.
That's $50 million.
Yeah.
Come on, chat. What's
That's
wrong with
insane.
you?
I mean, that makes sense. That's what happened to me.
Well, just you go jump off this building over here.
Do either of you, like, are you both entirely self-sufficient? Like, do you use anyone else's thoughts to inform your own? Or is it like sort of the shut them out, like, I can only rely on my own thesis because only I truly understand my own thoughts, and like, you know, or do you trail when Sue is bullish on fuck knows what?
So before I got into crypto, it was completely I was completely independent. But I met Stun. I don't know if you know who Stun is, but like he's like a billionaire who like just hides in the darkness of crypto Twitter. And I'm not gonna say like I follow a lot of his shit, but like he definitely does help me like guide me in the right direction and shit. Like I know Z knows Stun. He's a pretty cool dude. But yeah, there's like maybe a handful of people that I actually follow.
Don't know what happened to Z. He disappeared. He said, "Oh shit," and then it went to a letter.
R.I.P.
So you copy trade Stun.
Yeah, I mean I don't copy trade him, but you know, like one of the cool things he did was like when I first started making like actual money, like after the bottom, this dude throws in $30 million into a dust account and goes, "Here, this is our fund now. Like you take control of this." And that's kind of like what helped me like manage to like, I wouldn't say manage, but like that helped me be able to like run my own shit, and like I was able to like stomach my own account based on like him almost. I don't know how to explain it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you're gonna have to try because that didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
The chat's just wondering if Z is Stun.
No, he's not.
Stun got it. Stun got him. He was
yeah,
like,
Z
"They're
knows
talking about
who
me.
he
I'll
is."
take them out one by one."
So it's like a mentor, basically.
I wouldn't say he's a mentor. He just kind of like lurks in the darkness and like doesn't really talk about anything. I kind of wanted to bring him on to like this podcast, but he wouldn't like show up.
He's your muse.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like more of like talking through Twitter kind of dude.
I still have no idea what you're saying, but that's okay. We don't have
Yeah.
to.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
wait.
Yeah,
He returned.
You all right?
I'm back. Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. But yeah, Stun is super cool. Stun's probably one of the smartest people on Twitter that nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, Z's vouching.
We still don't after talking about him for 5 minutes.
I follow him. I follow him on Twitter. I think.
Oh,
Is it Stun likes or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's super smart.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
like sold like a math equation to like the government or something like that for a few million.
what?
A
Yeah.
math equation. Can you do
Yeah. I
that?
don't
You
know
just
what he
go
does.
sell some math to the government.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he built something, but I don't know what he does.
This reminds me of the guy that Cobie had that was like this, like his secret weapon that he liked and shielded him on Twitter, and then the guy like never tweeted again.
Yeah, don't follow Stun. He'll delete and make a new account.
There's often people like that. They just go on like super hot streaks for a while because like the market, whatever analysis technique they use or whatever, however they analyze what is currently going on, just lines up really well to what's actually going on. And then sometimes they get into super cold periods where like their idea of how the market works is just misaligned with whatever's happening at the time. And someone who's like super, super hot can just go to being like just sucking and just losing money. There's a guy called iBank Bitcoins on Twitter, and he has done both. He's been like sometimes like an actual god. He cannot fucking lose. There was a period of time, I don't remember what year it was, but like I was making a trade, I would go look at his Twitter feed first because like I'm confident in my trade, but I don't want to counter trade iBank Bitcoin. So like I'm not doing it with this dude. And there's been other times where he's fucking useless. I like go look at his feed and just do the opposite, and I win. But it's like you just got to identify what periods those people are in, or like is the market like doing what they think, and like it's also to recognize that in yourself, right? Like sometimes you just hit winners, like you go on a hot streak like both of these two have done over the last 6 months or a year, whatever, and you're just getting it right and you try and sustain that. But when you lose it, it's important to recognize that you've lost it and trade less, or like try and figure out what's gone wrong or whatever.
I feel like
important to recognize those.
I feel like that's where Gainsey got like 95% of his net worth. He just knows how to find the people who are hitting those home runs, and he just got.
That's a skill.
Yeah.
I think I trust my own judgment over anybody else's, but I definitely have learned how to trade like from being on crypto Twitter. Like I learned from Cobie, like Loomdart, like I've been following you Ledger for a while too.
Okay, you're just being
like everybody like no, I've been following you since, that's not even a lie. I've been following you since 2017. The thing I remember from you is you used to use like moving averages a lot, and that's like before I would used to trade at all. So that's like one of the early trend following things I used to.
Wait, hold on. You guys notice how he listed everyone here besides me?
I didn't follow you in 2017.
It's fucked up, dude.
I didn't follow you in 2017. But yeah, no, I learned how to trade from people on crypto Twitter. So people ask me all the time, why do you tweet so much alpha? Like what's the point? Like, why do you do that? Why don't you have a paid group? It's because like I didn't pay anything to learn from people on crypto Twitter. Like if I had to pay to learn from people, I wouldn't know how to trade. So like I feel like the people that like showed me how to trade, I feel like I got to do the same for like the next group of people or whoever it is that's going to be coming up, and then they'll do the same for like other people. Because like the people in crypto right now, it's like such a small percentage of the population. Well, maybe not as small as it was like last year, but I feel like because it's so like, I don't know if it's like well knit, but like people learn from each other in the community. And that's what I did. And I think other people do that too. So
I feel like the people with a lot of money, they definitely can win with like an information edge, just because they have access to information that other people don't, that is fundamentally significant enough to make money off of it. But most of us, if you're going to actually do anything, the fundamentals are so obscure in crypto that the technicals end up kind of taking over for most of the like retail flows and all that. Then the like people with that fundamental edge, they end up proving right. They were the earliest, but then you could kind of tack on as the technicals start to back up, whatever that fundamental move was about. And those fundamentals kind of provide the basis, or the technicals kind of provide the basis for the trade.
Yeah, like the first time I looked at Solana was because Jeremy, I don't know if you guys know Jeremy, Lindy 8. Jeremy was telling me to look at Serum. Yeah, he was like, guys, we got to be all in Serum ecosystem. And this was in like, I don't know, October 2020 or whatever it was, and like really, really early. And I was like, I don't think it's Serum. I think it's Solana. But once I like started looking at it, that's like how I first even like really was paying attention to it. But there's some people that are like really good at seeing trends early, like fundamental plays. And then there's really good technical people, like technical traders. Like how you said, like Magus, Jim, like Abe, like they're really good day traders. And then there's really good fundamental people, but it's rare that there's somebody that can do both really well. That's why I think it's good to have like a group of people that you talk to in crypto, because you usually have some friends that are good at one and good at the other thing. Like I have friends that are really good fundamental analysts and friends that are really good technical traders. So if you can combine that group and like bounce ideas off each other, you can do really well.
Yeah, I think most people have like a hard time like distinguishing like trading between investing because I think
Yeah.
like most people just end up lumping it together. I think it's better to like have like a group of people. Like I think you're in the same Discord as me, the WGMI Discord.
Peaches, yeah, peaches, yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. But yeah, I think it's definitely better to work as a group because I mean, we're all kind of horrible traders on our own.
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm not like a trader by like profession. Like I don't have a degree in trading or anything. I just learned how to do it from people on the internet.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think that's pretty common. Like, same for me. I joined and it was AABTC who was like posting a bunch of stuff. I learned a ton from him and BTC Drac. I don't know what happened to Drac. I don't know if he's still around. There was a bunch of people like that back then where I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I'd like talk to them and like get their opinion on stuff and just try and learn. And then I tried to like write my thoughts and shit. But then it comes to a certain point whether you have your account gets too big, and you just get too like. I mean, I tweeted about your account, Z. I'm very sorry because you just get the worst people going over. But
Yeah,
it goes from being like this like paradise of like a bunch of people who like understand your tweets, understand how to manage risk, and like in a similar sort of space to you. So it just blows up, and there's all these people who like learned about crypto 2 days ago, and they're like, "This big account said this, I'll do this." And it just gets too much drama, so then you can't tweet about crypto anymore. You just got to tell jokes.
yeah. No,
I think you're perfectly describing my account right now. It's just all shit posts.
I'm getting close to there, bro. Like I might just literally stop talking about trades and start just shit posting. I'll just tweet about.
Yeah, you start getting a lot of drama. You like you got the like dude like can't trade.
Like, oh, I'm down 20% because you said this was. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like I've been talking about this for like months now. I can't help you. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it happens to everyone. And like for me, I used to really I had a big group of people. I would like try and get everyone's opinion on stuff and have it really inform my own. And now I just don't care anymore. I find it actually kind of distracting. I pick a couple of people who seem to be on hot streaks and think about them, but like I don't go to everyone because it's just so much noise. Everyone's got different opinions, and the only thing I can really be confident in is like what I think anyway. And I don't mind missing out anymore. I don't mind if I get it wrong. I'll just like live and learn. But back in the day, I was like, when it was full hustle, it was like, what does everyone think? Make sure I'm not missing out on anything. So I think people just go through those phases.
Yeah.
All right, we got Ledger. When you got to go for your nails doing?
More importantly, we have 18 minutes until my audio runs out of disk space, so we have 18
All right,
minutes.
so 18 minutes. 18 minutes. We need to get some questions from the chat since this was the most hyped episode ever, maybe.
Chat's been going off with all kinds of questions. Most people are just disappointed in Z saying he's not going to post trades anymore. So they've only made money because they're just copy trading you. So
yo, I met what's the dude Big D in New York the other day. He said he flipped 1K into 1 million, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, like a lot of those from just copy trading you all year."
Yeah.
I was like, bro, that's insane. Like that's sick. I didn't really, I had no idea.
the rotation game, man, is pretty insane. Like y'all were talking about earlier, kicked off with like a DeFi bull market for a month and a half. And then the rotation from there just was nuts. Like Matic and all that kind of stuff went off. And if you caught any of these and you turn a 10X into a 10X and then you're like playing with real money, doesn't really matter what you start with. If you roll a 10X into a 10X from 1K, you got 100K, you know, like, and with $100,000, you can do some damage in volatile markets. And people have had some pretty amazing years, and it's been incredible. I had a guy, he had basically forgotten about, I wish I could remember his name off the top of my head. He'd basically forgotten about crypto. And he tweeted me the other day saying he was still listening to my like technical stuff. And then he randomly got he did one swap for like $5 or something crazy, but it got him the Uniswap airdrop. And then with the money from the Uniswap airdrop, he pulled like 100x plus on the year, and he's, I don't know, made high 6-7 figures, something like that.
It's crazy
because of the Uniswap airdrop. And it's unbelievable the amount of wealth that's been created from people who really just experimented. We're willing to go out and do stuff. Like, you just look at the airdrops alone, it's absolutely insane. And then if you do anything with those airdrops, it's incredible. Like, just like the ENS one, what was that worth for the average person? Like 80 tokens
That was,
or something?
I didn't even check mine. I think I have a good amount of it too, and I only have like 2 names.
So it's like, yeah, it's a couple $1,000s kind of baseline. And it's kind of embarrassing because I look at it and I was like, it's just a couple $1,000. But then you think about that, it's like a couple $1,000s for registering in the ENS that was $8 or something. It's incredible. Like, it's it's
crazy.
It's incredible. And the number of stories that we're going to get out of this cycle, and I hope people will keep it. Like, I would like to learn from y'all. How do you intend to keep your wealth? Both of you made a lot of money. How do you intend to keep it?
well, I can start off.
Did you say sell the top?
Yeah, sell it or boost sells, I guess. But no, honestly, like, I'm not really too emotionally attached to this sector. Honestly, like, after 100K, I probably will sell majority of my holdings. I don't have like much of a reason to anymore.
You mean 100 mil, bro?
Yeah, he's just was to it.
100K per coin, right?
Yeah.
100K per ETH, you mean?
We think it gets there, right? Like, Cobie, what do you think Bitcoin gets to?
I thought you meant ETH.
Please tell me, Cobie. Cobie, tell me I'm gonna.
No, 100K
I don't have
ETH is the one that matters, bro.
Tell me I don't have to spend 50 million on this ETH BTC breakout.
Bitcoin, who knows? I mean, like, the thing is with Bitcoin, it's just like, it seems inevitable that over a long enough period of time it goes up, right? Maybe that's like complacency. It means that eventually it doesn't. Maybe it's now. But at the same time, it has been undeniably the year of like smart contract platforms. Like, it hasn't even been the year of Ethereum, right? Like, it was maybe the year of NFTs, but like was definitely not the year of DeFi. Was definitely not the year of Ethereum. NFTs were the only really notable part of Ethereum this year. It's been the year of like Solana and Avalanche much more than it has been the year of Ethereum. It's been the year of Axes much more than it's been the year of Ethereum.
Right.
So it's kind of been like the year of smart contract platforms, enabling you to do loads of new stuff with a blockchain all of a sudden, instead of just raise money or trade Ponzis. And yeah, sure, there's some raising money and trading Ponzis involved. But it kind of feels hard for me to remain super interested in Bitcoin. Like, I'll always own a little bit. I'll always pay attention to it to make sure I know what's going on. And I'll pivot back to full Bitcoin maxi one day if like the time feels right or I like get the feeling. But at the moment, it doesn't feel like the smartest people in the world are concentrating on Bitcoin or care about Bitcoin. It doesn't feel like, you know, like all my smartest friends or the like smartest people I know are like working on Bitcoin or interested in working on Bitcoin or care about it. They're all building like really fucking insane, stupid stuff that I'm like, that's never going to work. But I'm happy to see it crash and burn. And maybe it will work. I'll get some money for anyway. And I like in my life, I always just copy trade or like chase those people. Like, what are the smartest people I know doing? What are the smartest people that I can see in the world? And why do they find these things interesting? What's the root cause of that? And if I can try and identify that, maybe I can eventually be smart too. And that for me is where I'm paying my attention. So like, yeah, maybe Bitcoin goes up. But like I just don't really care right now. I find like everything else much more interesting than that. And that's why I've been doing a research paper on Cardano. Did you see there's a baby called Cardano now?
Is there?
I did see that.
There's a baby. Someone just had their first child and named it Cardano.
Yeah, he's a sicko. He's a psychopath.
Z, how are you going to preserve your wealth?
Well, I mean, I would say that I'm like, I don't risk as much now as I did like at the beginning of the year, just because like it's not worth it to risk as much now. So I'm not like as risk on as I was, because like I'm not trying to 100x anymore. Like it's not my goal at this point. So I don't really need to risk as much as I was doing previously. As far as like diversifying into other things, I honestly have not thought about that out fully yet, but I know it's something that I need to do eventually. But yeah, I would say the first thing is like I'm not risking as much because I already held stuff down from 2017 top all the way to 2018 bottom. Like I'm not doing that again. If that's like the worst case scenario, I won't be in a situation where I lose like 90% again. So it's just like I guess being more cautious when I think things are like up a lot, I would say, and like not risking as much.
So you could still be exposed, but like you are in stuff that's more liquid maybe, or like you just have tighter stops that you'll play and you're more willing to go to cash, or you're always going to maintain like more cash reserves?
I honestly don't maintain a lot of like cash reserves when I'm confident in a position. But if I'm confident, then I'm also like playing it tight with like stops, as you said.
So you prefer liquidity, really, is what you're talking about, because you're confident in your ability to make the trade and then be wrong on the trade and sit on wait.
Right. So it's like I guess at the beginning, like if I was playing smaller stack, I'm more willing to spray and pray on a lot of different opportunities. But like now it's like if I have like a really high confidence play, I'm just going to wait for that and play that like really hard. So it's like I won't take as many trades, but the trades that do reveal themselves, I'll also play those hard. But like it's not, I won't risk as much all the time, like as frequently.
I like that. Bob, are you diversifying any?
Right now?
Yeah, I mean, Z was saying I hadn't like diversified outside of crypto. Are you looking for like where you can do anything like, you know, diversify outside of crypto?
Ledger just bought Forklift, mate. Forklift market's popping.
That's how you know this market has room. I'm spending my money on forklifts, you know.
Yeah, so I don't think a lot of people know this, but I'm actually like mainly an equities trader. So, I mean, my portfolio ended up being majority crypto with how much like the asset class went up in general. But yeah, I do have a lot of property in Lithuania and a few other countries. Yeah.
Lithuania, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, like I am in this market just to like make money. I'm not like actually attached to this shit at all.
Are you attached to hentai?
Extremely. That's his secret sauce, bro. That's his secret sauce.
He's got like a whole office of hentai artists in Lithuania.
Wait, yeah. Cobie, what do you think about Cosmos?
That was one of the questions I just read for you from the chat.
Really? I'm not even looking at the chat, so I'm not.
Yeah, his thoughts on Cosmos Atom. Can someone ask D what his thoughts are on Cosmos? I mean, I'm just like, nah, not like, but to be fair, I'm a bit like that about most things at the moment. I went away for 6 weeks and I've been trying to avoid looking at anything. I've only looked at the ETH BTC chart, really. Yeah, like, nah, it's fine. Like, it's fine. Looks better than Polkadot. But yeah, what do you think?
I like Cosmos. I've said before, like I think it has the most upside out of any of like the major L1s or L0s right now, just because they've done such a poor job of accruing value to like the actual Atom token, but they've built so much within the Cosmos ecosystem. Like the Cosmos SDK is used by like, I don't know how many in like the top 25, like it's BNB, Crypto.com, Luna, what other ones? There's like a few other ones too. Not off the top of my head, I'm not sure. But like there's a lot of things that have been built with the Cosmos SDK that are all now getting connected via their like inter blockchain communication system. and Atom is like the lowest market cap out of all of them, and it's supposed to be like the centerpiece.
Secret and Thorchain were two of the other ones.
Secret and Rune are the other two main ones. But like, so what they're planning on, I think it's like proposal 56, I want to say. But they're eventually planning to have the Cosmos Hub be like the centerpiece of all the IBC stuff. And then whenever any of the other blockchains communicate with each other, they're going to go through the Cosmos Hub. And then they're going to, like, Atom stakers are going to get paid whenever when people are moving value between any of those systems. So, I mean, I think if they do implement that, then Atom should be worth, like, at least it should be worth more than all the other Cosmos chains. And BNB is like 100 billion. And Atom's like, I want to say 10 billion.
I can buy that. I'll buy some. You've showed me. I'll buy some. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Is Zaki Man? Is he from Cosmos? I don't remember. Did he work on Cosmos?
I don't know.
So he's gone. So
our former guests, the Paradigm folks, are big on the Cosmos ecosystem as well. They've written some.
Is Zaki Mannion a Cosmos dev? Does anyone in chat know?
Did I go up?
Zaki Mannion?
The chat will have to.
Because I think he's like probably the best crypto developer
is.
that exists.
He is.
He is.
A lot of the Ethereum people like Cosmos a lot. Like they like Cosmos more than.
If it's Zaki, then like I'll say let's all in it.
They just need.
I think he's a genius. Him and Ben from Curve are very smart.
They need AIP 1559 to start burning Atom, and there you go. Right? Like it's just. They need the tokenomics or something. Like, what's the point of holding Cosmos? You know, what's the point of holding the Atom token right now?
Right. There's not right now.
You can say the opposite. What's the point in holding ETH? The only point in ETH is to burn it. Eventually, there'll be no ETH left. It'll all be burnt.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, Atom can just mimic that, and it'll probably go up 10x.
I tried to ask people what the point was of holding Ethereum when you can hold the ZKR tokens when all the transactions are going to be on like the ZK-Rollups, and they didn't like that question a lot. They were mad at me for that question.
I actually think that there are some parallels to the real world in regard to this that make me believe that layer 1 will not get smaller because you build layer 2. Like the settlement necessity back to layer 1, you're not gonna solve layer 1 scalability issues by layer 2 being really, really useful. It'll probably just still be expensive on layer 1, but people will just have layer 2 native experiences that settle back. But I don't think it'll actually make layer 1 useless, because you'll always have stuff that settles back, certain types of people that'll always have activity on layer 1. And I don't think that'll be a big problem personally.
Don't you think a modern blockchain should just let people pay in any token? Don't matter what. We should pay the fees in anything. Should be able to pay my fees in Coin if there's enough liquidity.
If there's enough liquidity, sure. I wish most tokens were invisible. Like, I understand the token. Like, imagine you have a mobile app and you're using products. It's multiple.
Yeah, I'm imagining it. All right, so I got a mobile app, yeah?
I'm using mobile app, and you're taking a loan, and the loan requires a swap, and you end up using Aave and Sushi and a bunch of other crap kind of together. Like, you should.
Right, wait. So I'm using Aave and Sushi at the same time to take a loan.
You're just making fun of me.
No, I'm trying to follow.
You're just using Mr. Loan app, and in the background, any of the token mechanisms that need to exist. But all you're really doing is trying to borrow some money and using something as collateral. Like,
you can do that from your bank.
Yeah,
not really. They're douchebags. We're going bankless. Remember, Cobie?
Wait,
there's no tokens. They're all invisible.
We have 2 minutes left on the audio, apparently, but I can rug the audio back in, so we can keep going.
Are you not going to miss your appointment though?
My appointment is in 1.5 hours, so I have another little bit.
All right. Do any of you hold Faye or Rari governance token? They're just doing like this weird merger acquisition thing. Kanye Stat in chat said, what does anyone think of the merger?
I don't hold any at the current moment, no.
No, right. Sorry, Kanye. No one can answer that question.
However, can we address something, Cobie? Because I'm sick of the messages. There is a governance proposal for the Rari people to come on this show, and the person who gets them on this show will receive a reward. So the answer is no. However, if you come on the show, we will take the governance proposals reward and we will test your governance ecosystem and see what happens. So I tweeted them and Joey from Faye and said, do you want to come talk about it? Because it's like a token acquisition is quite interesting. And one of the Rari devs went, I don't want to come on. They have a governance proposal that gives someone like 15 grand if they come on. So,
yeah, it was just like spam them to get them on, and then one of the devs was like, no. Well, I was like, all right, cool.
They spammed us a ton on it.
Well, exercise in futility. I enjoyed it. It was a waste of time for everybody involved.
Okay, well then, sorry. You've been blackballed, officially. We just voted. We do governance on air for the up-only DAO. Do
you reckon the bankless DAO does anything, or is it just a way for them to make money? We should answer that. The bankless people.
Ask
I
them.
always dunk on the bankless people.
Guys.
Chat, other questions? We've got like 90 seconds before Ledger's audio runs out or something.
It says 0.00. It's in like bonus time. It's in that's a football thing, right?
All right, KuCoin says, Cobie's asked this question before, and I liked it. Who are the smartest people you all know who is bearish crypto, and why are they bearish?
Just silence.
I think Light's pretty bearish crypto, right? Like, I don't know what his stance is.
He's like a short-term trader, though, right? So like it's not a macro perspective. He's not like fundamentally against crypto.
I think he's macro.
He's more like
right now, man. I think he hates everything.
Yeah, but I mean, like he doesn't think crypto is a bad idea. I think he thinks like we're high up.
So who thinks crypto is like rat poison, like Warren Buffett style? But is smart.
I mean, I don't know anyone, honestly. Maybe like stablecoin Spartan, but that's about it.
Stablecoin Spartan. I think he's very bullish crypto. He loves the yield.
long term bearish?
Yeah.
I don't know anyone long term bearish.
So who are we
I
selling?
don't know anybody smart that's long term bearish either, honestly.
You're just gonna say I don't know anybody smart.
I don't.
Elizabeth
I know a
Warren
few people.
from the chat.
like trad startup people. I'm not gonna dump any of their names. I might ask them to come on and talk about it when we come to bearish episode. But I know a few like trad startup people that made like billions of dollars building like fintech companies, and they're very like bearish crypto. Think it's all vapor. So I think there's like a bunch of people like that.
Yeah, I know. If you know Alice from Twitter, I think he's macro bearish. I don't know what his stance is anymore because he blocked me after my like October tweets.
He blocked me too, bro. He blocked me in the summer, I think. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what his stance is, but I know he's pretty bearish.
Oh yeah.
Who is it?
Alice_comfy, I think.
Yeah, I don't know why they blocked. I don't remember why they blocked me actually.
Alice_comfy.
Somebody in the chat brought up that Professor Plum guy. I don't remember what his qualifications are, but I do not remember he's bearish. And then the Michael, the perma bear guy, the big short guy, he's super bearish. I don't know how smart he is. But
He closed all of his shorts like right before the top.
yeah, he closed.
Didn't he?
He closed his shorts at the top for Tesla.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so hard to be a bear. Like you can be right, but being right at the right time is not easy.
I think it's very easy to be a bear.
It's hard to be a profitable bear.
No, it's not. Not like if you look at the last. I've been in crypto almost 10 years now, right? Like maybe just short of that, and I spent most of my time being bearish. Like most of the time, it was right to be bearish because bear markets take fucking ages, and then the bull markets it was like a straight line upwards for like half a year or something. That it's hard to be a bear during an up-only market. And as soon as there's a down-only market, it's really easy to be bear. It's just exactly the same thing. It's like the trend is going down. We'll keep going down until it stops. And it's the same as a bull market. It's hard to be a bear in a bull market, sure. It's hard to be a bull in a bear market. It's not like, it's just it's easy. You just go with the flow. Be like water or whatever. Is that David Foster Wallace, or is it like someone that fights?
Yeah, I think people definitely do like being in the minority and like of trends, because that's definitely where your best like risk reward is.
That is true. The
I'm
first
having
person
a
to be
hard-
bullish.
I'm having a hard time thinking of people that I really, really respect who are bears, like straight up, like don't like crypto, and aren't just boomers or something.
I also think now it's like it's not even worth saying publicly if you're bearish and you're like a smart person anymore. Just don't comment on it, ignore it. Like you can be not super bullish publicly, but just ignore it, because the people who are really bearish, they like do these like clickbait pieces. But it's hard to ignore growth as well. You don't want the person like shouting down trends while they're like going crazy.
Yes, that start. I did call someone a boomer. I may be a crypto boomer, but I'm not a TradFi boomer. There's actual boomers in that world. And somebody said
all right.
Bruce Lee is the be like water person. I'm gonna die.
Let's get some questions from chat, then wrap it up so we can get this audio sorted and you can go to your flight. Or whatever you're doing. Bitcoin maxes are crypto bears. Recycle. It's moving so fast today.
Someone made the point that you can't really look at crypto and just ignore it because it's already here and happened. But you could look at it and say, well, yes, this is a bubble, or there's bubble-like behavior. But to discount the technology at its core, I feel like a lot of people learned their lesson on that in terms of like the NASDAQ bubble versus what, the FANG came out of it. And perhaps we still have that in for us. Like there's still, nobody here wants a multi-year bear market. I actually kind of agree with what you said, Cobie. I think there could be like a terribly long bear market in terms of everything going up, just because what if we do pull a NASDAQ moment and like 3 or 4 of these things survive, but we have a lot of pain to get all that fluff out of the market caps and drain all that liquidity out.
Oh, I think what Cobie was describing was more like commodities, right? In terms of like cycle structure.
Yeah, just like 99.9 things are vapor. There are a few things that are legitimate, like tech stock bubble. Like everything went insane. Loads of stuff was super overblown and went to zero because it deserved to be at zero. And the things that did survive and grew to be, $1 trillion companies or whatever, were also in a bubble at that time and had to go through a bunch of pain. Some of them went through less pain than others. But by association, everything was bear for a while. You could also get a complete disconnect where something is bullish for a while and then it's something else. I honestly don't know. The markets are in a super weird spot, stranger than it's ever been. Maybe because it's the first time ever there are hints of something useful other than just like Bitcoin clones with different parameters.
Yeah, now they're Uniswap clones with different parameters.
Yeah, or different logos.
Yeah.
Someone said, Bob, can I live on your Lithuania properties?
No, I don't think you want to.
All right. Is college a scam?
I like college. I think college is cool. I mean,
Are you
where
still
else
in
can
college?
Yeah, I'm in my last year right now. I mean, honestly, like, where else can you find like groups of like fatherless women just like roaming around?
No way.
I'm being
There
honest.
goes the show.
Avalanche top target.
Avalanche top target. See, please get us off the last comment.
Avalanche top target? Like in what time frame? Like this year?
Yeah, top before the bear.
For the bear? 200.
Ooh, nice.
Suzu told me 1,000 earlier today.
Oh my gosh. Sue's gonna stop talking to you if you just keep repeating it on the show.
Don't worry, don't watch the show. Don't watch the show. It's fine. Maybe he tells me because he thinks I'll leak it as part of the psyops. Bitcoin price prediction for the top of the cycle. Ledger, you got to join in as well.
Okay.
Ooh, I want to say 180.
How do we define this? Are we assuming? Is this assuming like multi-year bear?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
before a minus 50-60%, even if it like recovers within 3 months.
Well, Z, do you think we top next year or no?
No, I mean, I don't think 69K is a top for next year, but I think 69K is a top for Q1. Like, I think we see lower before we see above 69K on Bitcoin.
All right.
Wait.
Oh yeah, sorry, Jeff. Sorry.
Did Bob say?
He said 180. It's going to do a 180 straight to zero. I like 180. It's going to turn around and go right back.
Mine's 125 in 2022. I think it's a 2-year cycle if we don't do the float up thing. If we do the money rotation thing, I think it can go to 125.
Right. DeFi Toshi says, what are the best airdrops that people should be farming and trying a Sybil attack right now?
ZK Sync. Easily ZK Sync.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Z, how much would you throw at Jewel right now? Says Garden Goons.
All of your portfolio. It's the safest put it in the farms. Put it in the farms and wait a year. You'll be fine.
Flippening or no flippening? Doesn't have to be this year. Doesn't have to be this year. Within 12 months.
Yeah, I say yeah.
Yes, but like for like maybe like 3 days.
Yeah, but it's gonna hurt. Like it's gonna hurt after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like that idea. Like a very temporary flipping.
If we flip a like ETH dump like twice as hard, that's like my ideal scenario.
I'm telling you, if Ethereum flips Bitcoin, we're gonna see some pain after that. Like a lot, I'm pretty sure.
Do you think if we do the flippening that we'll do a double flippening, and neither
double flip is a candy flip?
What's that?
Triple flip is a tripling.
neither Bitcoin or ETH is number one. It's like
anytime soon.
Not this cycle, no. I don't think there's enough time.
Not anytime soon, I don't think.
Z or Bob, do you follow any theories that you implement in your trading, or just do basic TA or whatever? I think you kind of answered this, but Hook 3X wanted to know, so I've read it out now. I can't go back.
Any theories? Like,
yeah, I guess they mean like Elliott waves or other memes like that.
I trade pure price action. I mean, sometimes I really don't watch anything. Well, sometimes I do like the Ichimoku clouds. Like if I think there's a macro trend shift, I'll use those. But other than that, I really just look at price action. I used to use other indicators, but I don't use really any anymore.
Yeah,
Bob?
I do that, or just high time frame moving averages.
Is Zcash going to go up and is Ledger going to make it on his Zcash position?
Please God.
No.
Wow, that's so quick.
I'm never buying Zcash again.
Is Dogecoin going to $1?
No.
Ooh, I think it does.
I don't think so.
I think it goes at $2 actually.
I think SHIB is gonna go. I think SHIB is gonna recover much faster than Dogecoin is.
Why? I still don't understand what SHIB is, and everyone supports it now. Like every exchange supports it. It's out there. I don't understand. I still have no idea what it is.
Bro, the Zoomers love SHIB. I don't know why. They love SHIB.
It's another dog coin.
People hate Doge because Elon dumped on everybody after he told them it was going to Mars, literally.
Is a top in for the Punk's floor?
No.
I don't
Punk's
think so.
floor will go up in ETH.
I think it will next year.
Yeah, I think it'll go up after Bitcoin tops.
All right. What's the top for Solana?
Oh, that's hard.
Already, yeah.
I already said I think the top is in for the year, but I think it'll get over 0.1 Ethereum. Like I think in the next next 6 months, I think it'll get over 0.1 Ethereum, and it'll probably stay there. Like I think it'll get closer to Ethereum.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
All right. Do you think proof of work systems are dead, since the only one that really anyone cares about anymore is Bitcoin and Dogecoin?
That's actually a good question. I've not thought about that. I know Cadena, what is it, KDA, is doing well. That's a proof of work layer 1, I think. So I don't think they're dead.
Cobie, can you and I chime in on that one?
No.
Okay.
You can if you want, mate. I'm not gonna.
I don't think they're dead.
I think they have very strong potential to die. I think it's absolutely the number one threat to Bitcoin. Bitcoin needs to be built on the full grid support meme, like the energy grid support type of thing, or else it's in real danger network effects wise.
Did you see that in Norway or some shit? They're banning using renewable energy for Bitcoin. It's like it's using too much renewable energy. I was like, what?
What?
No way.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, I guess it's driving up the price of renewable energy because it's like taking all the renewable energy demand, so it's taking away from other things, I guess. I don't fucking know, dude. In Sweden, Norway, Sweden, that's the same place, isn't it? Isn't Sweden the capital of Norway or something? Who knows?
I don't know.
No. Hey,
I'm joking. First aid kits from Sweden.
We need
I
to
know
do
what
alpha.
Sweden is. All right, yeah, let's do it. Ask the question, Ledger, because I'm...
All right. Z, Bob, I don't know if you've ever watched the show before, but we do alpha at the end of the episodes. We ask for one bit of advice, not financial advice, unless you want to do that, but a bit of life advice, something that's going to help people make it, be happier, have a more fulfilled experience in life, something that will help them out, give them a little bit of an edge on this journey. Bob, what you got?
I would just say to be really selective about who you tell good news to.
Who you tell good news to?
Yeah, I think.
Sounds like you got burned on something.
Yeah. I don't got much.
All right, see.
I think that is actually decent advice. Like a lot of people say, when you win the lottery, you're not supposed to tell anyone for as long as you can, if ever. You know, a lot of relationships are built on everyone being in a similar situation, and people that you think are your friends are not actually your friends when it becomes a potential financial gain for them or something. So sorry to elaborate on your own alpha, Bob.
Don't tell your friends and family you made $50 million while you're still in college.
Yeah, don't talk about it on like a podcast.
My life advice is to like maintain the balance between crypto and other things in your life. So like don't be 24 hours in front of the computer every day, like looking at charts and stuff. One reason is because your friends are going to be like, where are you at? The other reason is like having that balance between doing other things and also doing crypto actually is going to make you see things clearly when you are looking at charts. So I think it's really important to not always be like locked in 24/7. And the other thing I would say is to journal frequently when you're trading. Like write out, if you have like, first I would say start out like writing plans, like general plans for the year, general plans for the quarter, general plans for the month. And then once you get like in a routine of doing that, then you can do like weekly and daily. But if you're able to track your emotions and like see where you deviated from your plans, and like what worked well, what didn't work well, it really helps you as a trader. And it also really helps you like just innately knowing your like emotional state. Because trading is not only just like writing, like drawing lines on a chart, it's also managing your emotions and managing your trades well. And I think journaling helps a lot with that. So I would say definitely do that.
I think this is like the greatest answer anyone's ever given. Sorry, Bob, yours was shit. But I genuinely think this is such a good answer because I did this quite a lot when I started. I like truly believed for ages that it was the one thing that allowed me to do well, and to the point where I built like a really shit web app that connected to my exchange API key would like record the open and close of my trades and like prompt me to write like, why did you take this trade? Why did you close this trade? What happened? What did you learn from it? And I had this like web app thing that I just like fill in all the time because it made it easier for me to do that. And I would always look back at it and be like, okay, all right, this reminds me of this day and I really fucked up and I shouldn't do that again. So I think that's a very good answer. You can do the fade music. You can do the music this time again, Ledger. Sorry, I'm side talking. You tried to be smooth.
I'm trying to be so smooth. We'll just have to do it again. Thanks everybody for being
Bob,
here.
Z, thanks for coming on.
Y'all are legends.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Really appreciate both of you. Thanks everybody for joining us. go to uponly.tv/FTX. You can make a trade there today. Earn interest on your whatever you do. If you go to stables, if you like these two guys should do, they're legends. They just hit every trade, but
this is one of his worst.
Yeah, we're topping them. We're topping them right now. So they need to go to stables and they need to earn 5% on the FTX app. Uponly.tv/FTX. Track your portfolios you've known and loved since 2014. You can do it all on FTX. Thanks for being with us. We'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.
Great job, AJ. You did good.